Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Hope you guys are doing well. Please. Well, I don't know if I'm going to say it's much of a tea, but I will show you some updates in relation to Real Housewives of Atlanta. And we're also going to talk about Real Housewives of Potomac. You guys know we have been talking about Wendy for a while. This last couple of days, Wendy being arrested. There is some update about that as well. So we will be talking about that as well. And we're also going to be talking about a little sprinkle of Arionne curry in there as well. Um, for Real Housewives of Potomac, the tagline has also come out, so we'll watch that, we'll react to that, talk about that. We're also going to, yeah, I think let's leave it there for now. If anything else comes up in between, that we'll talk about. I think there's also some updates with Kiana as well from Real Housewives of Potomac and Wendy. So we'll cover that as well. So make sure you stay until the end, grab a drink, grab a snack, and hit that like button. The likes are not matching the amount of people. There are currently 36 people in the chat. So please, please, guys, hit that like button as you come in, and let's get into it. So just before we start, 52 people in the chat. You're welcome. Hit that like button, everybody. All 52 of y'all, please. I want to see that like button matching the amount of people in the chat. Now, the one place I really want to start with is, how are you guys doing? Are you guys doing well? Today is a Friday. How are you feeling? Have you had a good week? I know for me, I've had a really, really like stressful week, a little bit depressing, but I will say today I'm feeling really good. And I have my drink over here. I'm having a, what is it? It's like a healthy energy drink. It's meant to be like a matcha, long lasting energy drink, matcha and green tea. So that's what I'm having. And so if you guys notice that I'm pausing in between to sip on something, that is what I'm sipping on. But let me know what you guys are drinking in the chat. Are you having a little red wine, a glass of wine, whatever it is you're having in the chat? Put it in the chat. Let's enjoy and get some drink suggestions. Okay, now that we've, talked and had a little fun at the start, let's get into it. So, I want to start with this whole Martell of it all. And I feel like, low-key, I am tired of Martell. And the reason I say that is because I feel like he's done so much in the past, and I hate that he is still in a position with the way he treats his children, in particular Tank, allegedly. Where's my banner? Let me get that banner up. Okay. So let me get that banner up first, because I need to make sure it's clear that everything I'm saying is alleged. Okay. So let's just put that up there. Everything is alleged. For entertainment purposes only. So yeah, put it in the chat. What are you guys drinking this Friday? Put it in the chat. So Miss Linda is saying she's having lemon water. You are very healthy. And now, Loki, I'm like, it's been a while since I've had lemon water, so I need to get in there with the lemon water and properly detox myself. But yeah, good. Hey Tommy. Hey Tommy. Everybody say hey to Tommy. That's my mod. Hey everyone, I'm drinking green tea. Oh, lovely. Oh, Elizabeth is having some green tea. You guys are so healthy in the chat. You guys are so healthy in this chat. I love it. Not one person is drinking wine. Everybody's like, I'm drinking some green tea, lemon water, and then I'm over here having some matcha and green tea. Tommy, what are you drinking? Tommy said, I'm having a very hot chocolate. Okay, girl. Oh, yum. Okay, so sounds very cozy. Um, hey everyone, to those who have just come in, thank you so much for joining tonight. Please hit that like button and tell us what y'all are drinking in the chat. Okay, so Ross is having some grapefruit juice. Ooh, you are so healthy. Grapefruit. You guys, I guess we're all about our health and fitness in this chat because everybody's drinking something healthy. Well, except Tommy. Tommy is over here having some hot chocolate. And I know for a fact he ain't dark chocolate. So okay. Yeah, and Tommy is telling y'all to please click the like button as you come in. The tea is brewing hot. Okay? You've heard it from the host's mouth. The tea is hot. All right. Martell should put aside his feelings and think about the trauma he causes the kids. Whoever you are, God bless you. Because seriously, it has become so it and for somebody who is always screaming, I'm a good father, I'm a this, I'm a this, I'm a that. Seriously, what are we doing? Why do you keep trying to traumatize the kids? Why should the children be at a point where they're reaching out to the attorney to say that their father is angry, allegedly? Like, that is so extreme. For somebody to be over here saying, like, for a kid to be saying that daddy is really angry, that is never a good sign. Children love their parents. No, I don't believe there's any child that is over here trying to lie on their daddy. No. Of course, he felt unsafe. And it's like, why does he always treat Tank that way? It is very disappointing. It is very sad. It's very unacceptable. It's like, why are you treating the poor boy like that? Right? And you remember he was ordered in the past to have therapy sessions with Tank, right? As well as therapy sessions with his daughter and then the evaluation. Who knows whether he's even done any of those things? And what I'm so frustrated with is it just feels like the court system over there is so slow with dealing with these things and they constantly let him get away with that. Like, for instance, allegedly there was meant to be a court hearing. Man made some excuses talking about he had to be at work. My thing is, there's no way you would say you didn't know you had to be at work. Of course, you knew you had to be at work, but you did not prioritize it. You could have told the court ages ago, you have to be at work, take time off, or something. Tell Carlos or whoever you need to tell about the reunion date needs to change. If they need you there, you could have joined remotely, talking about, oh, yeah, you have to be at court. There are so many other things that could have been done, yet none of those things were done. And to me, it just feels like Martell can get away with so much and has gotten away with so much for so long. And I think one of the reasons is because they see him almost like, oh, he wants to be in his children's lives. Okay, just because you want to be in your children's lives, you need to show up differently. You cannot be aggressive in that way. You can't be aggressive towards your children. Why should your child or your children be scared of you? Why should they think that you're constantly angry and they're concerned for their safety? That's not a good father. That is not how a good father operates. And so, for someone who is constantly always talking about, I'm a good father, I love my kids, you're not acting like someone who loves and adores those kids. Right? And then if you then add, there's notes from the Guardian allegedly that says about how Martell be leaving the children alone and how Martell should utilize their grandmother instead of leaving the children alone. It's like, I'm not being funny. Now, I know some people may say, oh, they've left their children alone every now and then and stuff, but I don't think it's something that you're actually meant to do and be doing consistently. Just be out here casually leaving your children by themselves and then you come back whenever you feel like it. That's not acceptable. Hello, Caroline. Welcome. You're drinking beet juice. You guys are so healthy. You guys are so healthy, honestly. That is cracking me up. That sounds good, dude. Very healthy. Hello, Holly. You're welcome. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Please hit that like button. Tommy, how many likes do we have? Because we have 85 people in today. How many likes do we have? Let's see if the likes are matching. Martell needs serious therapy. Bless that boy. Oh, poor baby Tang. So, absolutely agree. He definitely does. But my thing is, how has he been able to get away with it? I don't know any court that will tolerate someone constantly refusing to do what they have been ordered to do. Think about it. I think I saw Miss Linda say, let me bring it up. Sorry, guys. Martell still has not taken the psychological evaluation, allegedly. Imagine, do you know how long it has been since he has been ordered to take the psychological evaluation? If the courts are taking it seriously, why haven't they done anything? Why hasn't there been sanctions for a failure to take the evaluation? And this is why I feel like they're too lenient. And I understand, yes, parents are involved and it's children's lives and all of that. And you want to be as, collaborative and flexible with the parents. You don't want to put the parents in jail and stuff. I get it. Absolutely get it. But at the same time, when is enough enough? When is enough enough? How long can this man continue to not do what the court orders? How long can he continue to not do the evaluation? What if something is clearly psychologically wrong with him? Now, we can speculate because anyone that is constantly behaving in that way towards his children, towards Melody, clearly has some serious issues. But I'm not a psychiatrist, right? Or a psychologist. So I can't formally diagnose anybody. But from where I'm sitting or standing, it looks like that man got some issues, some serious issues, right? So I just think that all of that needs to be really, really factored in. There's something seriously wrong with this man, allegedly, in my opinion, because I don't understand how, with the amount of times things have been brought up about the way, for instance, as we know, when he did the Tasha K interview, he was talking about, allegedly hitting Tank, right? So fast forward to how many months has that been to who we now have today and how he's still operating. He's still behaving in the same way he has always behaved. Still hasn't done the psychological evaluation, leaving the kids over there at home by themselves. Why not have the grandma? If it was Melody that was doing that, you will not hear the end of it. Martell would have taken that to court. He would have dragged it out. He would have said, oh, she does not want to take care of the children. She's too busy for the children. We need to get somebody else to do it. Right? Oh, I want to have the children full time. Wasn't he the one screaming he wanted full custody at some point? How do you want full custody if you can't even say it with the children? You don't even have enough common sense to have your have their grandma over there taking care of the children. It's like, what sense does that even make? Right? He still hasn't done the psych eval. That's crazy. Martell's 3 daughters is watching their father do whatever harm he's doing to their brother in an unprotected environment for a week. Oh my gosh. Absolutely. It is so disappointing that this thing is being allowed to linger on and on and on. My thing is like, why isn't there some sort of emergency application of some sort? Why isn't there why isn't there something being done? Something significant. Why isn't that being done? Right? It's never okay for the children to feel unprotected. It's never okay for the children to be concerned about anger, to be thinking like, is dad gonna hit me? Is dad gonna do this? What is dad gonna do? At the end of the day, As parents, your children should feel safe with you. Not They shouldn't be feeling like I can't trust dad. I don't know if dad is going to get angry at me. I don't know if dad is going to hit me. I don't know what dad's going to do. That is absolutely unacceptable. So I just saw that Tommy said we have 59 likes. And I'm like, guys, there's 135 people in here. Please hit that like button as you come in. Please hit that like button. Hey, drop the T. Thank you so much for joining in. Everybody, shout out to Drop the T. She is a content creator, so make sure you go over there and check her out. Yes. And also, first of all, we got the tea from Drop the Tea. So shout out to Drop the Tea. She was the one that actually broke this, as far as I know. If there's someone else that did, I'm sorry. I first heard it from Drop the Tea. So shout out to you. Thank you, sis, for joining in. Okay. So apparently we have only 59 likes and there's 154 people in. Okay, I see an update, 65 likes. So guys, please keep hitting that like button. There's 154. At least let's get it up to 100 likes. Please, okay? All right. So, let's get back on track. So my thing is like the children should not be feeling unprotected. And this is the thing, you have daughters, right? Not saying the life of, guys are not important or anything, but you have 3 daughters who are looking at the way you are behaving. They are going to remember who their father is. They're going to remember the way their father made them feel. The thing about children is, even if they don't remember every single thing that you did wrong, they will remember how you made them feel. They will remember how unsafe they felt in your environment. They'll remember how unsafe they felt around you. They'll remember how you treated their brother. It is never okay to single out a child and treat a child horribly. It's like, what is it about Tank that this man cannot stand? Like, I was thinking about it, right? And I believe it was Drop the T that said, correct me if I'm wrong, sis. But I believe he said something about it's almost like because Tank is the man of the house. And I'm like, she's onto something. Because think about it. That man, for some reason, this is allegedly, this is my opinion, I feel like is very obsessed with Melody. So any opportunity to be around her, to get her attention, even if it is in a negative way, he will take it. Have you met some people that it's like if they can't get your attention by doing something positive, they know what to do. All they have to do is do something negative, and as long as they can get to be in your presence, as long as they can get some sort of reaction from you, it makes them feel like, okay, they still feel like they have a place in your life. And I low-key think that that is what Martell does. I feel like Martell feels like he still has that place, right? Martell feels like, what do you mean? I'm still sorry, guys. Oh, is that Martell? Martell is trying to make me cough, honey. Martell is like, no, stop talking about me. I'm still going to talk. Martell has me over here choking, okay? Anyway, but it's just like at the end of the day, Tank is your son. If anything, I feel like Tank even looks like him the most. So you would think there would be that affection towards your son, not showing up with so much aggression towards him. What has he ever done to you? Nothing. He's a child, right? So I do feel like Drop the T is right. It's almost like the presence of Tank kind of feels like there is a man that is taking over Melody's affections and attentions, which he would like. This is just my opinion, right? So I feel like that's part of it. I do also wonder if it's more, you see how sometimes, right? It could be like a son, there's that relationship between a son and a mom. here and there. Sometimes, I say sometimes because I've seen some situations where that's not the case. But in situations where they have a decent relationship, the the son almost takes a very protective role over the mother. And I do wonder if maybe when they're over there, Martell speaks about Melody and Tank doesn't like it and Tank corrects him, right? Because I feel like there's situations where one parent is always talking smack about the other, and then you have one child that is like, Dad, you can't do that, or Mom, you can't do that. And then that parent starts to treat that kid differently because that kid speaks up for the other parent. And I wonder if that's what it is. But as an adult, you shouldn't even be speaking about your baby mother, your ex-wife in any way that is derogatory in front of the children. Because at the end of the day, protect their parents in front of them. I don't really believe in like talking smack about the parents in front of the child. The child will grow up eventually and figure it out for themselves. Now, I'm not saying like when they become an adult, there aren't certain things that you can say to them. There's certain things you can say to protect them. Absolutely. But I don't think bad mouthing people is the way to go. I always feel like eventually the children will see it for themselves. Okay, so Tommy is saying we have 82 likes. Keep liking as you come in. So, guys, please let the likes match. Let's get up to 100 likes, please. Let's just get to 100 and I'll probably stop bringing up this. Please hit that like button, okay? All right, let's get back into the chat. He is leaving his kids alone at home all night and yet is fighting for custody. This is the $1 million question. How can you, sir, Mister, I want full custody of my children. I want my children. I don't want no 20 something babysitters. It's like, okay, so you don't want no 20 something babysitters. Yet, you're leaving your child at home all night. You're leaving your children at home all night. What are you even doing? Isn't that like this brings back, do you guys remember the reunion where it was in COVID and everybody was meant to be at home, social distancing and all. And apparently Martell will be leaving the house for hours on end. What does that remind you of? And we found out that he was allegedly going over to Arionne's house. So I will not be surprised if that is what he is doing here, which is going over there the same way he was doing in COVID and wasn't thinking about the protection of his children, instead going over there to hang with Arionne. I will not be surprised if that is what he's doing. Because it doesn't make any sense. And do you have to stay over there all night? Can't you just stay for like a quick 30 minutes, do what you got to do and go back home? Or maximum stay for an hour. Do what you need to do and get back home to your children. But it is obvious that your children are not your priority, because how else are you going to be out there all night? Like, I don't know any man that can last all night or any woman that can last all night. I'm sorry. It's probably going to be a quick thing. Maximum an hour, maximum 2 hours. Okay, you want to sleep a little bit, pick it back up. Okay, cool. But still, it's not going to be going on for all night, Martell. So you're clearly sleeping over and then you're hugging and cuddling all night instead of going back home to your children. What the hell? Is getting some ass at night. Absolutely. That's what it sounds like as well, right? But he's clearly having too much fun. Because if he ain't having too much fun, after getting all that ass, go back home. Go back home to check up on your children. Or at least, if you're going to move Arionne somewhere, move her somewhere that is close enough to your house that you can get some ass maybe an hour before, then go back home. Right? Go back home, stay at the house for 3 hours, then go get a little something extra. Because I just don't understand why it needs to be so long. Like, why do you have to be there all night? I just don't get it. So I just think, yeah, whatever else he's getting, it can't be getting that all night. So he needs to chill. So Caroline is saying Martell only wants joint custody of the children because that's the only way he sees Melody. He's so pathetic. Absolutely agree. That is the only explanation. Because why else do you want full custody? Why else are you constantly or joint custody? Why else are you always complaining, oh, she has too many babysitters, but you leave the children by themselves? I would rather you have a babysitter than leave the children at home by themselves. That is absolutely ridiculous. That is not safe. So yes, please get more babysitters. Maybe that's what you need. Maybe you need to get babysitters instead of complaining, but then maybe he doesn't have the money to pay for it. Maybe that's why he doesn't want to get babysitters, but who knows? But I do agree, he definitely uses the children to continue to get some access towards Melody. That's the only explanation. He wants access, he wants to get the access, however, he can get the access. He's just like, give me access. Marcy Stalin says Martell needs to be locked up if no court appearance. He doesn't financially support those 4-piece nuggets, so he continues to lie and play in the court's face. Right. And this is the thing. I just feel like you shouldn't be able to just decide you don't want to come to court and you have work. I personally would be asking if I was a judge. Maybe there's a reason I'm not a judge because a lot of people will end up in jail, honey. My question would be, when did you find out the date that you had to be at work? If you had known the date that you had to be at work since a particular date, then you intentionally left it this long before you informed the court that you could not make that date. And there will be problems. There will be sanctions. I would be placing financial sanctions straight away. I will be placing serious sanctions in the court order. If this ever happens again, you're going to jail. Maybe this is why I'm not a judge, because I just feel like he's done too much to show that this is who he is, to show that he doesn't really care about the court system. I think he knows how to play the field. He knows how to play it very, very well. I wonder if he has friends that are in the court system or that have gone through the court system, and he pretty much like knows how to get around it. Because I just don't get how this man can decide, oh, well, I have to be at work. And then you now say you can't come a few days before the hearing. Nah, that's unacceptable. You're wasting the court's time. Like, how likely is the court to be able to replace that time with a different hearing so quickly? Probably not going to be able to get their time back. And so it's like, he can't even do that in the UK. That would be completely unacceptable. So I don't know what happens over there in Alabama, but yeah, he seems to be getting away with a lot of things. And it's just very, very shocking to me that things are not being taken as seriously. So Ross says, I wonder what happened in court this week. I heard it was a no-show. Did Mel get temporary full custody to keep the children safe? Anybody know? Now, I heard what you heard, which is that he is a no-show, or he was a no-show. I don't know what else happened. I haven't heard anything else, but I heard that he was a no-show. That is what I heard. And apparently he used the excuse allegedly of having to be at work. But my thing is, when did you know you had to be at work? I'm sure you knew you had to be at work a while back and you were not at work. So, you know, who do we have to blame really but you? You know, you knew what day you had to be at work. So you not organizing or rescheduling work, that is on you. If I'm being honest, Ross, despite me not knowing, if I had to speculate, I can almost bet that she was not awarded temporary full custody. The way in which they let him run things and decide to cancel or not show or not do the psych eval and nothing is being done, I can almost bet that she was not awarded temporary full custody. Now, like I said, I don't know, but I can almost bet she wasn't awarded temporary full custody. It's so sad, but this is what these people do. There is no urgency. There is no high priority. They're just letting Martell just walk all over the system, in my opinion. And it's so sad because it feels like Martell gets away with everything. But, okay, maybe I shouldn't use the example of Wendy. But yeah, but the other people don't be getting away with nothing. But Martell can do whatever he wants and nothing, there seems to never be repercussions. Okay, Caroline became a member. Hey, welcome to the club. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for becoming a member, guys. And also, if you guys want to become a member, please hit that like button. Also, let me know, whilst I have a lot of you in the chat, do you guys want me to do holiday content for the members? If you want to become a member, what kind of content would you like to see? Would you like to see like holiday content? Would you like to see some business and financial conversations? Like, let me know what you'd like to see more of, or what you would like to see if you were a member. Just put it in the chat. Okay. Ken Smith said he can't buy the kids' food, so how can he get full custody? Oh, that's he can't buy food. But yeah, I remember when apparently Melody was the one that was having to bring food over there. So I don't think I've heard anything about that recently. But yes, if that is still the case, honey, there is no way you can take care of those children. But maybe that's the plan. Maybe the plan is to get support, child support from Melody. Maybe that's his strategy so he doesn't have to work anymore and can be a kept man. But God forbid. Okay. Tommy's telling y'all, thanks for coming in. Please hit that like button as you come in. Thanks, girl. Okay, let me see. I can't imagine the fear the 4-piece nuggets feel every time they have to go to their father's house. Absolutely. And it's so sad because it's like children should be able to get the benefit of having their father in their life and their mother in their lives, right? And it's like, why do you have to shatter them? Why do you have to put that level of disorderliness, dysfunction into the lives of these children? These are children that grew up in a two-parent household for a while, right? Especially the older ones like Tank and Mariah, right? So they grew up with daddy and mommy being together for a long time. And so, like, it's bad enough that now they have to then see that daddy and mommy are not in the same home, which of course Melody is getting therapy for the children, right? But then to then try to shatter their world that the father that they grew up knowing has now changed into this unhinged individual is something that I'm sure the children are struggling with and probably will struggle with. Because it's like, think about it, right? How horrible is it that, let's imagine, like, you grew up with a father that was so present, that was so loving, that was so sweet to you, and then your parents get a divorce, and then all of a sudden this man that was so sweet, so kind, turns into this horrible individual that you don't recognize, someone who is so angry. The thing about children is children tend to internalize it. They tend to internalize it and feel like, oh, is it my fault? Is there something I did wrong? Was I the reason daddy and mommy are not together? So children naturally internalize these things. And so for you and for all of that to have happened, and then to then have a dad where they now feel unsafe around, that is extremely problematic. And I just don't understand how Martell is letting his hate, his disdain, his obsession with Melody cloud his judgment. It's like, what is wrong with you? These are your children. You have four beautiful, smart children, right? Good head on their shoulders, very respectable young children, right? These are not children that give you stress. These are children that are always on the up and up, right? So it's like, what more do you want, Martell? What more do you want? Right? Okay, let's see. 103 likes. Ooh, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Please hit that like button if you haven't already. I think Tank looks so much like his mom that it triggers that worthless idiot. Interesting. Do you think Tank looks like his mom? I low-key think Tank looks like his dad. Ah, you guys, let me know in the chat. Do you think Tank looks like mom or Tank looks like dad? What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. I low-key think Tank looks like dad, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I need to go back and look at him. It's been a while. So maybe I need to go back and like find one of his pictures and look and put them side by side to see, does Tank look like dad or does Tank look like mom? Okay. Brooks Christian said no child support. If he is hoping that he will get some child support from Melody, he better have another thing coming and better rethink. He needs to go get a job ASAP. Go get a job ASAP. Narcissistic people don't care about their children. Sad but true. They are so obsessed with their hate for other people, their willingness to control, their intention to control, that all they care about is exerting that control. They want to be able to reel you in. If they have to use the children to reel you in, that's exactly what they would do. Like nothing is off limits for a narcissist. As long or nothing and no one are off limits for a narcissist. For them, as long as whatever their aim is, they're able to get their aim, they are happy, they are fulfilled. That is it, that is all. They do not care. I'm sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. I just need to text my dad real quick because I just. Because he was meant to have his surgery, so just checking if it's done now. Okay. So, Martell does not want to pay sitter. Lady Lucy said Martell does not want to pay sitter. I completely agree with that. I don't think he wants to pay a sitter. I don't even think, does he even have money to pay a sitter? Mm-mm. Don't think so. Someone said, do you know what you are doing to these kids? I'm guessing he means Martell. Absolutely. I think he knows. I think he just doesn't care. Because there is no way as an adult you don't know how bad it is to treat your child this way. I don't think, and also if it, like, think about it, right? A lot of his anger and venom is towards Tank. So I feel like that means he knows what he's doing is wrong, because why isn't the venom towards the girls? Is low-key he knows what he's doing, and he is going to continue to do it until something is done to stop him, in my opinion. Because I would have thought the public humiliation and embarrassment, right, of everyone finding out he was whooping Tank would have made him stop. But here we are today, right? Here we are, and Tank is concerned about his safety, right? So clearly, whatever he heard from the judge, he clearly didn't take it seriously enough, which is so, so sad. I believe that Mel's mom lives with them now. Mattel can no longer claim that Mel has a lot of sisters for the children. Amazing. Maybe that is why now he's like, okay, I need to step up. I can't even have my mom over there always looking after the children. I need to physically be there. I hope that is the case, because at least Melody will have more support with her mom physically being there. And also, I feel like even emotional support, right? Dealing with somebody like Martell cannot be easy. It cannot. So you need your family, you need your core people, you need your village more than ever, because Martell ain't nobody's village. Tommy is saying, how does the legal system at Huntsville work? There should be penalties for disregarding the court orders. This is the thing, sis. This is the thing I struggle with. How is the legal system that bad? I've never encountered a legal system where there are not serious penalties for missing a court date, for not showing up to something. I don't understand. You can't just decide 2 days before the court hearing you don't want to come. That is craziness. And so it's like, I don't see no penalty for not doing the psyche vow. I don't see no penalty for, being aggressive towards the child. I don't see no penalty for nothing. And so it's so, so disappointing. It just feels like everybody can do whatever they want to do in Huntsville. At least when it comes to like the children and family court situation, I think they're maybe a little bit stronger on the criminal court cases and stuff, but I don't necessarily think they're that strong when it comes to family law cases. That was a stalling tactic, in my opinion. I don't disagree. I feel like whatever he can do to stall it is probably what he will do. But that's the thing. It's like, how long can somebody continue to stall before somebody at the court decides that enough is enough? And I'm wondering, how long is it going to take? How long is it going to take? You know? Huntsville court system is failing Mel and her kids. I hate to agree, but that is really what it feels like. It genuinely feels like, when is enough going to be enough? When will somebody finally say, do you know what? This man has been dragging this on for so long. This should not be acceptable, right? This should not be happening. Martell is selfish and only cares about himself and what he wants to do. Felicia, completely agree. Also, girl, that red lipstick is nice. Where is the red lipstick from? I need a good red lipstick like that. Please let me know where that red lipstick is from. I need that red lipstick. There's something about a red lipstick, right? And the thing is, I feel like, I don't know, red lipstick is a hit or miss. I know somehow I'm bagging on about red lipstick, but sometimes red lipstick be such a miss, and you're just like, oh, this red lipstick ain't working. So yeah, please let us know where you got that red lipstick from. We have 121 likes. Please click on the like button if you haven't already. Thank you so much, Tommy. And thank you so much, everyone, for hitting that like button. Okay. The case may be proceeding and hearing evidence now. Yes, but my thing is, if Martell doesn't show because of the reunion, which we believe he went to the reunion, and I'll tell you why we believe he went to a reunion in a second. But if he was at the reunion, which I think he was, then he would have missed the court date. Allegedly. Caroline said, I had to leave for another call, but I'm back and glad to be a member. Thank you so much, Queen. Thank you so much. Put it in the chat what kind of content you'd like to see as a member. I did mention, I don't know if you heard, that I do travel quite a lot as well. So I don't know if you're interested. If you're interested in travel content, maybe like content about like things to do if you go to this country or if you go to that country, because I do travel quite a lot. So if you want that, let me know. Martell is just a sperm donor. I know Mel regrets ever meeting him. She probably does. She probably does, because like with somebody like that, who needs enemies, right? With somebody like Martell, who needs enemies, because it's just like, you would think that he would give up after how long it has been. But this man, it's almost like this man ain't never gonna give up. And it's like, unless something drastic happens that stops him in his track, he will not give up. And that is what worries me more, is that what would need to happen for somebody like Martell to reset. And I thought it was going to be that criminal case, the revenge piece situation. But because he more or less got away with it, kind of, makes me wonder, right? makes me wonder, is that something that he's going to is he ever really going to learn? And it was obvious he didn't even learn, because right after getting away with, and I know people may be like, okay, technically he didn't get away with it, but for me, him not doing jail time means he got away with it, in my opinion, for how serious the issue was, right? So, yet he was outside the court trying to harass Mel, which then gives me the impression he still has not learned his lesson. He has not learned nothing. And if he has not learned anything, then guess what? He's going to do it again, right? He is going to do it again. That's just sadly the reality of the situation, right? So sad. I wonder where Martell is residing for the custody visit. Ooh, I do not know that. But if anybody knows that, please put the answer in the chat for Lady Lucy. Where does Martell reside for the custody visit? I suspect maybe he just has a house that he lives in, maybe not too far from the other property. What's the property? The property that he said he was given Arionne to live in or whatever. I suspect it wouldn't be too far from that property. What did the children tell the guardian at lamh that their dad did? Anyone know? So let me just check my notes. I would say drop the T. She did go through the court doc, if I'm not mistaken, and it had more of that. But I think from the notes that I took, I think there's something about children being left alone, and Martell needs to utilize the grandma more rather than leaving the children alone at night. I think there was also something about home visit with children at mom's home. Children requested to see the guardian because of problems with dad's anger, and the son was afraid of dad. The son then sent an email to the attorneys about his concern, right? And then it says in August, it was reported that Martell had picked Tank from school. Sorry. Because of Oh. Is Martell trying to... Sorry, let me just drink water or something. My throat is going off. Martell, it's not gonna work. I'm gonna say what I want to say. In August, it was reported that Martell had picked Tank from school because of concerns Martell had about Tank. And then apparently he talked to the principal, the counselor, and his child leading up to the court date on the 15th of October. So apparently, that's apparently what happened with the Guardian. I hope I covered what you were asking for, Ross. If I didn't, then I would say go over to Drop the Tea, because I feel like Drop the Tea had more information and she really went into detail about it. So let me just check really quickly. Was there anything that I missed that I have not talked about? Yeah, so apparently he allegedly waited until the midnight to file a motion to say that he had to work in LA for Love and Marriage Huntsville, but the judge denied the motion. But my thing is, so what then happened? So did Martell go? We don't have that information yet, but allegedly he was a no-show. So if he actually did not end up coming or going to the court hearing, then what happened? So we need to kind of find out. When we find out what happens, then we'll come and talk more about that. But for now, we do not know the details of what happened. But the bit I read was about the guardian at Lidham? Lidham? Yeah, I can't pronounce that word to save my life. I suspect it's Latin, isn't it? Oh, so Tommy says, I think Tank looks exactly like Martell. Lady Lucy says both. This is in response to my question about who looks like who. Marnice? Sorry, please tell me how to pronounce your name. Marnice. Tank looks like his dead brain. Oh my gosh. Tank looks like his dead brain dad. Good thing he's a smart kid. Charlene says Tank looks like his dad. Marnie says Mel has to bring food to her kids when Martell has them. Yeah, that is the saddest thing I have heard, read. It's absolutely bonkers that she has to bring them food because this man cannot organize food, yet he wants full custody. Well, now I guess it's joint, but still. Mm-mm. To me, Mariah and Milani look like Mel. Mariah and Tank look like Martell. Ah, interesting. So you feel like Mariah looks like Martell and Mel? Lady Lucy said, okay, let me just see the. It was said that Huntsville, Alabama court favors the dads. Yes, I feel like it certainly feels that way. It certainly feels that way, I have to say, because it definitely feels like every opportunity they get, it's always Martell doing some crazy ish and getting away with it. So I'm not surprised at all. I hope going public with this information about the children exposing Martell will not put them in harm's way because he's very vindictive. Him knowing they exposed him to the rep might trigger him. Hmm. G Mama G. Interesting. I think that I think that I would like to hope that he will not get vindictive towards his children. I will say because it's been flagged with the court, I don't necessarily think he will go bonkers, right? He would already see that the court that it's already been flagged. And I do wonder if the courts will take it seriously this time and make sure that moving forward, like it needs to be supervised contact. If I was the judge, that's what I would be saying, but I guess luckily I'm not the judge. I think Tank looks like his mom. Mattel ain't never been that cute. Okay, Brenda. Mariah looks like so. I think we're getting like a mixed bag, right? We're getting some people feeling like Tank looks like dad. Some people feel like Tank looks like mom. Lady Lucy says Mariah looks like Melody, who calls her mini me. Yeah, I think Mariah looks like Melody too. I think Mariah looks like Melody. Even sometimes the way she moves her hands and the way she talks and stuff, she definitely very much gives me Melody. Huntsville court system does not get TV personalities, and they're going to milk this case as long as they can, along with Martell's shenanigans. Oh, interesting perspective. I don't think I've heard anything about that, but very, very interesting perspective. Okay. Marnie says Martell hates himself. How are you going to win when you aren't within? Absolutely. I think like he needs a cleanse, like from inside out, like woosa. Let's just wash everything that is inside you. Let's get it out. Like he needs a proper cleanse because he's carrying a lot of negativity. He needs to let it go. He needs to accept where he is now. It's like you are not a married man anymore. Accept it. You were wrong. You lost your family. Okay. How can you do with what you now have? How can you start to rebuild your life? Why are you still stuck? And I think it's so sad because it's like even Arionne is stuck. She is also stuck. Imagine being stuck and Melody is moving on and is doing amazing things, and these two people are still stuck in the past. They just can't seem to move on. Lakita says Marcel. Uh-oh. I literally set my thing on D&D. I'm so sorry, guys. Why is a call still going in when it's on D&D? That is crazy. Does that ever happen to you guys? Like, it's on D&D and it's still going through. I literally put it on that like focus thing. But anyway. Martell wants money and he knows Mel has it. The kids know that too. Yes. Absolutely, absolutely. But he ain't getting a cent. So he better get used to whatever he's doing. He's not getting a cent. NIHAO Adios says hi, reviews and recaps and chat. Hello, hello, how are you? Hope you're good. Caroline said I'm very interested in travel content. Okay, sis, say less. I got you. I got you. It may be more in like vertical mode or something, but yeah, I'll definitely work on some of that and start giving you all more travel content. I absolutely love travel content. I actually have a channel separately where I do like more travel content. I do that on my socials as well. So yeah, I'm very much a travel content babe. So don't worry, I got you with that one. Okay, so back to the lookalikes. Lady Lucy says Boss Baby looks like Martell in my opinion. I feel like Boss Baby looks like Melody's mom. I'm going to have to disagree with you. I feel like Boss Baby looks like Melody's mom. That's what I think. When I see Boss Baby, I feel like she looks like Mel's mom. I'm like, she looks like grandma to me. Martell's brain is fried, dried. You are cracking me up. Martell's brain is fried, dyed, and laid to the side. I gotta read it right. I can't even take this seriously. Martell's brain is fried, dyed, and laid to the side. Mm-mm-mm. There's a nice ring to it. And I need to text. It's funny, I was saying this to him because he called me at the same time yesterday, and I said to him I was on live, and he was like, I bet you were annoyed when I kept calling you. I'm like, yo, I wasn't, but now I'm about to be like, I am. Oh my god. So my dad texted me saying he's alive. So hallelujah, the surgery was a success. Now he's messaging me saying, am I on live? I'm like, yeah. Anyway, he's probably going to listen to this back and think like this girl was ignoring me on live. But yes, I am ignoring on live. Anyway, back to me being unserious. Um Charlene says he went to the reunion because Arionne went off about something that Marceau said at the reunion. Absolutely. And that was the second thing I was going to be talking about. So yeah, you are right. I'll bring this comment back up when we are talking about it. Ad litem. Ooh, thank you, Lady Lucy. Thank you so much. Because I was just like, I do not know how to pronounce that. But yeah, ad litem. Oh, nice. Hey, committed to the journey 2023. I like your name. Very interesting. Um, hello, hello. Malia looks like Martell. That's what Charlene says. Okay. Oh, you did pronounce it correct. Oh, okay, did I? Oh, fantastic. Good, good. Because sometimes I feel like I be butchering names. I'm not very good at names. But yeah, thank you for that. Did you all notice how Martell lied on Melody in his request to reschedule the 10-15 date? He said she works for Ooh, yes. Oh my gosh. Good catch, Alf Dallas. So she also works and says she also works for Love and Marriage Huntsville, and that's their only means of income. Nah, that's Martell's only source of income, honey. Because she is booked and busy, and she does not work for Love and Marriage Huntsville anymore. How about that? It's funny, in the so-called motion, he was basically trying to make it seem like she also had to be at the reunion. I was like, honey, are you late to the party or what? Because why do you think she has to be there? She ain't gotta be there. What are we talking about, sir? She does not have to be over there. Martell and Arionne are both stuck on stupid. Absolutely, absolutely agree. It's just like, no longer there. Like, I don't understand why they are stuck. They never want to move on. It's like, honey, move on. Move. Do something else. Leave. Like, everything does not need to be tied towards Melody or something to do with Melody. It's like, leave in peace, please. Like, you guys are together, stay together. No one cares. Andre says Melody Rogers left Love and Marriage Huntsville. Yes, she did. Martell, McDonald's is hiring, okay? make that money, make that bag, so that hopefully nobody will need to bring food over to the house for you, allegedly. Follow Me Black says stock in toxicity, Martell and Arionne. It appears that way. Who knows? Absolutely, absolutely agree. Hey, Lady Poe, how are you? It's been a while. I hope you're good. It's so good to see you. See you in the chat. I hope you're good. Roz says, remember Martell was called out before. The children were withheld from him when he hurt Tank before. He was putting, whoa, whoa, wow. He was putting substances in their mouth. Hot sauce soap. See previous court documents. Oh my gosh. I don't even remember him putting substances in their mouth, but that is absolutely disgusting. And it's like, what more does this man have to do for them to realize that that is a danger? Like, that is not normal behavior. That is not normal behavior. That is crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy behavior. Sorry, it's the fact that my dad said I'm alive. I'm like, wonderful. We thank God. Oh, Lady Po says I've been good, working a lot of hours lately. Oh, I hope you're finding time to also take care of yourself, because it's like, yeah, we got to get the money, but let's make sure you're also taking care of you as well. Okay. Normally, when you miss your court dates, a bench warrant. Oh, hold on. A bench warrant is issued ASAP in CA, anyways. Exactly. That is what should be happening. So I don't really understand why it just feels like, yeah, nothing, everything is just like so slow over there in Huntsville. Ain't nothing happening. It's like, please get a warrant, get the person to show up, do something. Huntsville course reminds me of a court. Mel should share with the court that she buys food. Yeah, I definitely think she should, because if he is unable, is incapable of taking care of the children's day to day, then it needs to be said. Because, like, what are the children going to eat? But then maybe she's not saying that because she doesn't want any issue of child support to come up. So it could be that too. Okay. I now believe that Martell made a choice. Go to the Love and Marriage Huntsville reunion and get a paycheck, or go to court and get no money. He chose the paycheck. Yep. I feel like he did. And he also knows that he can get away with it, right? If you know that no matter what, you can beg for forgiveness later and ain't nothing going to be done to you, of course you're going to take the paycheck. You're not about to lose your bag. Knowing fully well that so far on Love and Marriage Huntsville, Martell is barely even being shown. Martell is barely seen. So it's like he's probably thinking like, yo, I need to get my money. I need to get in there and get the coins. That's probably what Martell is on. So I'm not surprised that this man was like, I'm taking the paycheck. I'm taking the paycheck. So yeah. In family court, they can issue a default judgment since he's the defendant on this action. They may not issue a bench warrant, but he loses the case, in my opinion. Absolute, and they need to do that, right? Because I feel like this man gets away with doing whatever he wants, and there is no accountability. He can just decide like, ooh, okay, I'm gonna choose this instead. You know. So yeah, I just think it's one of those things. But yeah. Hello. Oh, don't worry. Well, it's all right. You're welcome. Doesn't matter. But thanks for saying hello. Hope you're good. Also, by the way, when I don't know if you caught this, when the girlies, when everyone kept joining at the start, we're talking about what each other are drinking. So let us know what you're drinking as you're watching us tonight. All right, restraining order against Martell is needed. If he still comes around, he goes to jail. I think that is definitely needed. They need something to stop him from behaving the way he does, honestly speaking. They need to stop him because he is out of order, honestly speaking. Now, I don't know if anyone wants to come up to share any 2 cents about this whole Martell business. I'm going to put the link in the chat. If not, we can continue to talk about other stories, but I'll put it in the chat for anyone who wants to come up. I've put the link in the chat. Just click on the link if you want to come up and let's talk about this whole Martell thing. And then if not, I can continue and cover the other stories. Like one of the things I want to talk about is this whole Arionne Curry and this reunion business. Because it seems like maybe something has happened that has set Arionne Curry off and she is not playing with the Scots. And who do you think would have told Arionne? Martell Holt, allegedly, in my opinion. Because Martell likes to run up to go tell his women or whoever he's talking to about what has been said about them. So, but anyway, the link is in the chat for anyone who wants to join. I'll just continue talking and I'll leave the link in the chat just in case anyone wants to join. Okay. I'm just leaving. My niece is cracking me up. Honestly, my niece funny. I'm just leaving work, so I'm drinking the rest of my sweet tea from lunch earlier. Oh, nice. Is it like bubble tea? What kind of tea is it? Because I feel like I got a lot of inspiration from the drinks that everyone is drinking tonight. It reminded me get my lemon water in. I need a good detox. I saw some beet juice. I was like, okay, you lot are healthy. My niece says it won't be Martell's wine, not Ines wine. We are sticking to the good stuff over here. Mel will never appear in another episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Hotel is unhinged. He cannot move on. Oh my god, when Mel gets a new man, Hotel will go berserk. Mel always has security with her at all times. I completely agree. Completely 100% agree. I think, imagine the way he's acting right now. Imagine when she has a man. What do you think he's going to be like? He's already a menace and she's single. When she has a man, they definitely need more security for that man because it's like you can move on and live your life, but she can't move on and live her life. You have a forever side chick who is now the person you're official with. Yet she cannot date. She can't have her own man. See how he was behaving when he thought she was dating Jason. He was losing his ish. Why are you losing your ish over a woman that ain't your wife, sir? So yeah, I agree with you. He will definitely lose it completely. Completely. Okay. So let's talk about this whole Arionne Curry BS, right? So word in the street is the Love and Marriage Huntsville cast are in LA at the moment, right? So they're in LA, they're trying to film the reunion. And my thing is like, what has even happened in the season that they're filming the reunion for? Like, I don't understand how they film these reunions. Like, it just feels like I don't know if they're not using their common sense when they're doing the reunions or doing filming the reunions. It's like, what has happened? The show has been on break for such a long time. I don't even remember it being anything interesting happening. Yet they're filming a reunion. It's like, what is that about? I just don't get it, right? So anyway, we'll have to see what happens at the reunion, whether it's worth our time. But apparently, something must have ticked Arionne Curry off, right? Something must have really pissed her off. Let me find the comment that someone posted about this. Something must have triggered Arionne because she went off. When I say she went off, she went off. She posted something to her story where she was talking about like people have been using her for storyline for 6 years and they've made millions from her. She is done. I'm like, okay, they've been using you as a storyline for 6 years. Do you know what I think perhaps may have happened? She probably thought that she would be invited to show up at the reunion. And she's probably shocked that they were like, hell no. Mm-mm. And so now she's upset. And I suspect Marceau probably said something else about her. And now she is upset. So apparently she's been used as a storyline for 6 years and they've made millions. She says she doesn't give an F about what Marceau lied about or that reunion, but the ish better get edited out. Okay. So sounds like whatever Marceau said about her, she feels like it's a lie and should not come out and needs to be edited out of the show. Right? And then let me read the rest. She says, I don't give a F about what Marceau lied and said about me at the reunion today. And the ish better get edited out. He was in the he was in the back of black on his hands and knees in a threesome, asking for his ass to be ate. Oh my gosh. Stop playing with me. So she's trying to say Marceau was on his fours. Allegedly. This is Arionne, this ain't me. Wow. Do you guys believe Arionne? Let me know in the chats. Do you think she's telling the truth? Was Marceau on all fours at a threesome? Mm-mm-mm. Then she says, I've gone easy on these clowns, but enough is enough. I don't speak on these stupid people, and I'm trying to move forward and live my life, but she's going to clap back. Okay? Nah, she took me out with the Marceau is on all fours. I'm sorry. What the heck? Mm-mm-mm. So Tommy says this season is quite boring. The reunion is going to be boring. I thought Arionne will come on the show. Yeah, I think that they might probably eventually bring her on the show, but I think they were kind of testing to see whether people would be keen to see her on the show. And I think she's probably not the easiest person to deal with anyway, considering how it feels like once they do something she doesn't like, she's over there talking about it publicly. They don't like people like that. They don't like people they feel are loose cannons, right? They like people they feel that they can control. And like, if they tell you to sit down, you can sit down. But when you don't sit down, when they tell you to sit down, then it doesn't look good, right? So they don't know or they can't, they're not sure if they can trust you. They don't think whether or not, like, how can they produce you? Are you going to go off the rails and start being produced? So anyway, CS deserves a chance to defend herself since they are allowed to call her out. Yeah, absolutely. I feel like if anyone is speaking on you, you are allowed to. If you want to speak up for yourself, absolutely. I'll never say nobody can speak up for themselves. Speak up for yourself if that's what you want to do. But I feel like the allegations that keep being brought up just seems like, okay, the lies just it's if it's not a lie, then provide the receipts. I'm tired. I don't even know who to believe anymore. Just if you say that this is what this man is doing, provide the receipts. That's all I care about now because we're tired. It's like, okay, he does this, he does this. Not one person has given us some concrete receipts. So what am I supposed to do with that? So it's like, unless you're giving us some receipts that show that he was really being bent over and he wanted his A to be, A, I need y'all to provide proof. Although, please, I don't want to see nobody's A, but provide some proof, something that shows that he's stepping out. They can't even find any proof. And that interview was a sorry ass interview. It was one of the worst things I've ever watched. If it was trying to prove that Marceau was a cheater, The whole interview was so disjointed. And if you don't know what interview I'm talking about, just Google Martell and Arionne interview Master's side chick or something like that. It should hopefully come up. Erin Curry is so slow. I would never forget the silly interview she did with Marcel. Absolutely. That's the nonsense I was just talking about now. Like, it's like the interview was just so disjointed, unnecessary. It's like they should have really just let Tasha K do the interview because I'm sure Tasha K would have done a better job than they did because what they did was absolutely nonsense. Iran is a tick off. Yep. Couldn't agree more. Every year, Coleslaw says the same BS. She does, Southside. And that is why it's so annoying to me. I'm just like, at this point, unless you're providing something that you have not said before and you're giving us some receipts, I don't want to hear it. I genuinely do not want to be bothered with it. I don't want to hear it. Like, no. Provide the receipts or shut up. That's where I'm at today. Hey, Sunshine Rays, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Always good to see you over here. I don't think I can believe anything that comes out of Arionne's mouth, but Marceau is definitely shady. I agree. I feel like I don't know what the truth is because there's clearly no receipts anywhere. But what I will say is Marceau needs to step it up. Marceau needs to step it up. Whatever Marceau is doing, Marceau better be careful that he doesn't get caught. Because if he gets caught and there is proof, everything is going to come out. Everything is going to come out. Like, nobody will be spared. Everything will be out in the open for all to see. Okay. Isn't that why Kiki got a drink thrown in her face? Oh, about the allegations about Marceau? Is that what you're referring to? Coleslaw, aka the bird, aka Osface. So many AKAs. You're cracking me up, Sunshine Rays. AKA Jungle Bunny needs to move the F on. She has a vulgar, very vulgar mouth. Agreed. Hotel and her needs to move on in the hell that they are living in. Pretty much. I feel like they really like y'all are doing your thing. Stay together. Stay together and protect the rest of the world. You all need to stay together and make sure you all never get out. Right? Like imagine an Arionne just casually in the streets trying to date somebody's son that is a regular person that don't have the issues that Martell has. Like, you know how crazy that would be? Mm-mm. It's like, please stay together and protect the rest of the world, please. Arionne has been on her all four for Martell, her two legs. Marnice. It's the Marnice Christian, honey. You have been bringing the excitement to us tonight. Thank you so much. That is hilarious. Kiki threw a drink on Tisha. Oh, yes. Yes. I remember now. Kiki threw a drink on Tisha at the barbecue at Maurice and Kimmy's house. Tisha would never throw a drink at anyone. Ooh, you are right. I just remembered. Yes, I remember that. When Melody then had to pull her to the side to like talk to her a little bit. Yes, now I remember. Because I feel like, yeah, I definitely did not remember that before. But no, thank you for that. I still believe Marceau had the threesome in black with Tisha's MUA, allegedly. I will not be surprised, honestly, because I feel like the allegations about Tisha's MUA and Marceau, yeah, they were definitely allegations about something happening. So I do think that if Marceau actually has cheated or is cheating, I think he chooses the right people. I think he chooses people who have something to lose, who will not come out to ever accept and own up to sleeping with a married man. You know, women who, when you look at them, they look like they have their ish together. They're not really like keen on being out here acting like, those women that just, they're not about that life. They're not about, that public image. They don't want to come to you as a woman. They don't necessarily care about your marriage, but they are also probably married. So they also don't want their business out. I feel like if Marceau is cheating, allegedly, those are probably the kind of people he cheats with, and that is why it doesn't really come out. This is just my personal belief. I don't know that it's true. I just think if he's truly cheating, he must be cheating with those kind of women who have something to lose. Because why else is nobody coming out to say nothing? Because if he was messing around with some random B or one random woman like Arionne Curry, guess what will happen? Exactly what happened with Arionne and Martell. Arionne will probably start calling the wife to come as a woman. So I feel like he definitely knows who is choosing to mess around with, in my opinion. And this is why I don't think anything will really come out about Marceau unless he slips up and does something stupid. Charlene says the second half of the season 10 starts. Yes, it does. And my thing is like, why so long? What is the break needed for? And the first half was so bad that I don't know how they're possibly going to redeem it in this second half. Like, what could they possibly do that would make us think, oh my god, that is such an amazing. No, nothing. Absolutely bonkers. Okay. Super 3701 says you're right about Musso. Yeah, I think so too. Then there's the type of woman Martell decided to cheat with. Yep, Martell decided that I'm not going to choose the one that has anything to lose. I'm gonna choose the one that clearly sees me and acts like I'm the one thing she can't afford to lose. And that's the thing. I feel like the reason Martell chose Arionne is because he felt like Arionne like made him, how can I explain it? You know how some men want their ego to be stroked? I feel like Arionne stroked Martell's ego. I feel like Martell probably felt inadequate because he wasn't exactly the breadwinner. And Melody was a grinder, she was a hustler, or she's a hustler, working hard and all. And he's probably thinking like, oh, she deserves better. She's an amazing woman. And I feel like he just did not feel worthy of being with Melody, in my opinion. And so when he met somebody like Arion, who was so happy to have a man that could take care of her financially, was taking her to places, was paying for stuff, she was like, ooh, my man, my man, my man. And she was probably doing everything that he wanted and more. So he was like, ooh, this girl is making me feel so good and all of that, and probably decided to do what he did. But I genuinely think that was all it was about. He just needed his ego stroked, and she stroked it real good, and he decided he would never go and leave. And the thing about it is, I suspect the guys probably thought Martell was going to hit it and quit it, but Ariane, massaged the right places, and that man never left. Mm-mm-mm. But that's the thing. When a man starts to feel, inferior or is not stepping up in the relationship, if he goes outside and he finds a woman who is, like he calls, a peasant, and then treats him like a king, and bear in mind, he doesn't feel like a king in his own home because he's not a king, guess what happens? He starts feeling like, oh, misbehaving. And I think Loki, that's why he wasn't even doing well enough to cover it up, because he was low-key resentful of the fact that he wasn't a king in his own home. Instead of him to step up like a man, he decided not to step up. And instead, he decided to go outside and get his ego stroked. I think they pay people off. Remember his advice on the show was don't get caught. That is loud. That is loud. Mm-mm-mm. I wonder if there is some truth to the NDA allegations. Because remember, Chris kind of alluded to like NDA being signed. So I wonder if there is some truth to the whole NDA allegations, because I just think like that's a very, very specific point, right? Yeah, it's given NDA allegations, honey. Martell needs to feel superior. I agree, and I feel like there was no way he was going to feel superior with Melody. Absolutely no way, because I'm sorry, with a woman like that, you need to pull your weight. If you're not pulling your weight, you're not going to feel superior because you're not pulling your weight in that relationship. Not saying that Melody made him not feel superior, but no, his inadequacies, the fact that he is with somebody who is grinding, who is doing stuff and doing amazing things and taking care of home, he knows he can't match up to that. And I think that's where that feeling of inferiority starts to come in. And then he starts to become resentful and then starts to treat her some type of way. AC does stroke Martell's ego. Remember their recent live, Martell asked AC why is he the prize? Ah. Oh, did she ever answer him? I don't think she did. Did she? Does anyone remember? I don't think she did. But that's the thing, right? Like, it's like she definitely strokes Martell's ego. She strokes the ego. Remember, even in that interview, she kept saying, like, yeah, Martell's a gentleman. Martell's a woman's man. Martell's a this. Because the girl kept saying that Marceau was a little bit, or was a bit on the stingy side, right? And there were times when they were in Vegas and Marceau wasn't paying for stuff. Well, Martell kept saying you can't bring her here and not pay for stuff. She shouldn't be paying out of pocket for anything. And so AC decided to give us the impression that Martell be taking care of home, Martell be paying for stuff. And I'm not surprised because I feel like AC thought she bagged a big one, right? And I feel like at the time, she thought, oh my God, look at this man who is wealthy, who can take care of me, all of that. Not knowing that Melody was the reason he got those coins, honey. Right? So she was enjoying the lifestyle. And now, imagine what their life has now turned out turned into. Imagine what the life has now turned into. That's crazy. Because now he don't got the money anymore because he's lost the funds. And she was so eager to have him full time, only to then realize that having him full time means there's little to no money because the money wasn't coming from him. Don't forget Marceau and Maurice and probably Cedric introduced Martell to Corey allegedly. Allegedly. But yes, that's what word on the street is. That's what word on the street is. But that's the thing. They thought he was just going to hit it and quit it. But Martell decided to get stuck there. It's like they wouldn't have known that he was going to hit it and quit it. It was not going to hit it and quit it. And that's the thing. The whole point that they had been pushing and saying was they really wanted, I guess maybe they wanted Marceau to, have the or benefits of, I don't know, whatever. He was out here, they were out there doing ish. And I guess they decided to give one over there to Martell, and Martell decided to never leave that one. That's his fault. And remember, Martell was so angry and kept saying, it's not like you guys ain't slept with 20 women. But that's the thing. Low key, I feel like Martell thinks his one is better because he's only slept with that one person, although I don't believe it was just her. But it feels like at least he's only had one proper side chick. But it's like, it's not about just having one proper side chick. Even after promising your wife you will never go, but you're never gonna go back there, you still did. You still had a baby with your side chick. So that is nothing compared to anything those men have done. For all their craziness, at least they didn't come back home with no STIs as much as we know. And nobody came back home with no babies. Just saying. I believe Maurice drafted some NDAs, in my opinion. I think that would be very interesting, and I don't think you're wrong. I only say that because when the issue of the NDA was brought up, Maurice did not necessarily deny it. He just said something, he danced around it. And even Kimmy said that's not the way you answer it. But I feel like there's a reason Maurice answers questions the way he answers questions. It's not because he cannot give a direct answer, it's because he does not want to get caught in a lie. So he would rather dance and take the long route and not answer a direct question than answer a direct question and be held to it. That's what I think it was. Sweet Ellie said she was rewarded temporary full custody. Was she? Oh, that's amazing. If that's the case, that is amazing. Renee says Arionne had braces on for 10 years. Martell should have had her braces removed. That would have been impressive. Yeah. Mm-mm. Yeah. He should have, but I guess maybe by that time, Melody had already left, so there was no money to get the braces removed. They should have included that in the plan before everything came out. Mm-mm. Hotel can't afford to feed his own children, so where did he take coleslaw for dinner? I'm thinking McDonald's. He splurged and told coleslaw to order a kids meal. Oh, that is funny. That is funny. A happy meal, honey. You know, those little things that coleslaw, all you get is a happy meal. I'm on a budget, okay? That's probably what he told her. Ask a stupid question, you get a stupid answer. I'm not sure I know what that is in reference to. AC did answer Martell's inquiry and stroked his ego in that live. Oh, yeah, yeah. When she asked me the same question, that nigga wouldn't say nothing. When she asked him the same question, that nigga wouldn't say nothing. Of course, because low key, he believes that she is a peasant. He said what he really meant. And I know people think, like, oh, maybe he didn't really mean it when he said she was a peasant. No, that man meant it. Nobody calls a girl that they love, a girl that they were dating, that they were really enamored with. Nobody will ever call a girl they're into like that a peasant on national television. That man clearly does not rate you. He is like, you are a peasant. Peasant is such a strong word. Like a strong, strong word. If we Google what a peasant means, right? It would, what does it mean to call a peasant? A peasant is a poor person of low status who works on the land, right? A poor person of low status. Do you know what it means for your man that you're sleeping with to call you a poor person of low status? That is what a peasant means. It means you're an ignorant person. It means you are rude, you're unsophisticated. That is crazy. I don't know what world when somebody will call me a peasant and I will ever get back with that person. That's craziness. Like, you clearly don't even love yourself enough to get back with somebody that called you a peasant on national television. Right? And I know, like, Arionne feels like she got the prize because, she really wanted to, she really hates Melody and she really just wanted to feel like she won something. Honey, you can have him. You already have him. Why isn't he enough? It's like he ain't enough for you. You ain't enough for him. You guys are both deceiving yourselves. Craziness. He gave straight cockroach. Is that cockroach? I do not. It gives straight. That looks like a mosquito to me, but I don't know. Maybe because like, do I need my glasses or something, or is it the way it comes up on my screen? I do not know what that is. It looks like a mosquito to me a little bit. Uh, Russ says wonderful temporary full custody. That's amazing news, honestly, because I feel like Melody deserves a win. She has been through it with this ninja. She deserves a win. Can we just get her a win, please? So I really do hope it's actually full custody because she deserves it. Thank you. Please click the like button as you guys come in. Thank you so much. I can see more people are coming in. Please hit that like button. Thank you guys. Not Skittles. Looky, now I feel like I want some Skittles. It's been a while since I had Skittles. Skittles used to be one of my favorite snacks. And now I feel like I haven't had it in a while. Skittles and Smarties were one of my favorite snacks. But lowkey, I haven't had it in years. I really must have been on this fitness thing because I have not had no Skittles or Smarties in a long time. Mm-mm-mm. She is helping him financially and he wants to destroy her. Mm. Wow. She is helping him financially. So can I ask, Rose Matthews, are you talking about coleslaw? Do you think coleslaw is actually helping Martell financially? Or are you talking about Mel? Because if coleslaw is helping him financially, where is coleslaw getting that money from? Because is she working? I don't know. I don't be see her getting dressed to go anywhere. And I don't think her business is, I don't even think she posts that business no more. So I don't think any clothes are being sold. Allegedly. Okay. Just my opinion. I ain't never seen anybody wearing any of the fabrics from Coleslaw. So I don't know if she still does that. Is that still a thing? So I don't know if she really has any money to help him financially. But maybe you're talking about Mel. Um, I don't know. Or maybe you're talking about coleslaw. If it's coleslaw, then girl, I do not know what coleslaw does to be able to afford to help him financially at all, to be honest. Mattel, it takes one to know one. Absolutely. Absolutely. I feel like, yeah, Martell was definitely a peasant as well, and that is why he knows that coleslaw is a peasant. So all the peasants unite. Unite and leave the rest of us. Now, Mel, just for fun, should give Martel a taste of his own medicine now that she has temporary full custody and come up with reasons to continue and postpone each future court date. Wouldn't that be lovely? Like, I know Mel would never do that, but then imagine like it just drags on for years and she has temporary full custody for another 3 years. He gonna learn his lesson. Learn to not play games. You play games, you win stupid prizes. And so, yeah, I think it would be very, very hilarious for her to do that. But yeah, she's not gonna do that. She got the price of let's make a deal, nothing. It's like, we are no deal over here. It is full custody, baby. Hotel has weaponized coleslaw against Melody, and now he's doing the same to the Scots. What makes this so sad is she thinks that this is love. When he leaves, she would need a straight jacket. Absolutely. And I think this is what Martell does. I personally feel, in a way, Hotel has also done that a little bit in the past, even with Melody. I feel like some of the issues that Melody had with some of the castmates in the earlier seasons were because of the things that Martell was even saying about them. This is just my personal opinion. You guys may disagree. So I think Martell knows how to do it. If you guys remember, there was even a point where I think he and Melody weren't even talking and stuff. And yes, he said, oh, he reached out to her saying, oh, the Scots were talking bad about you. Like, what are you trying to do? You're trying to put a battery in Melody's back so that you feel like, oh, maybe she'll go up to the Scots and give them hell. But Melody had enough sense to confront, to have a conversation with Marceau about it. I think it was Marceau and maybe Tisha, I can't remember. But she had a conversation with them about it and realized it was BS, right? But Martell clearly likes other people fighting his battles. So guess what he does? He says he gives enough here, puts a little bit here, puts a little bit of that there to create the drama. And I'm not surprised because that's exactly what he did with the whole coleslaw thing tonight, right? I feel like I would be surprised if it was a slight mention. It wasn't even anything that was that deep, but yet he ran over to Coleslaw to say, "Can you believe this is what they're saying about you?" And so, guess what? Of course, now she's upset. And now she's over there on the internet doing post and delete. So, guess what? Martell has won because that's exactly what he wanted to happen. And he did that exact same thing by setting up a meeting or an interview of Coleslaw with Tasha K. He knew exactly what he wanted to do. He wanted to weaponize Coleslaw against Melody. He wanted her to go there and say certain things, and that's exactly what was done, in my opinion. Because why else do you set up an interview for your side chick with Tasha K? Does not make sense. Whereas Matthew says exactly, he does hate himself for finding out he was not high value. He wasn't a high value man. That fake and portrayed that was fake and portrayed on the show. And Melody allowed it for a long time until we realized it was Melody all along. Yes, absolutely. I feel like a lot of women protect their husbands. A lot of women in marriages right now are the ones taking care of the children financially, taking care of home financially, but they will not say a thing because they want to protect the image of the family, they want to protect the sanctity of the family. And I think that is what is being done here, in my opinion, completely. Um, so yeah, I will not be surprised if that is all that it is. I'm talking about Melody helping him financially because she has to bring food to those kids. Oh, yes, 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 absolutely. You're right. Because I was like, it can't be Miss Arionne helping financially because Arionne ain't got nothing to do financially as far as I know. I don't think she works. So I don't think she has anything to help financially, in my opinion. Unless, do you guys know if she works? I don't think she works. Melody needs a man on her level like Idris Elba or Michael Ealy. Wouldn't that be nice outside? Wouldn't that be nice? I low-key feel like Melody would be so much fun on a dating show. I feel like somebody needs to get Melody on a dating show, have some really good bachelors who are high achievers, good-looking men, who have done so well in business. You can have some who have done so well in their careers, like a VP or something, like a really huge company or something, making, 8, 9 figures. I don't know, making some good money, right? That's what I feel like she deserves. Halloween treats are coming soon. Smarties and Skittles. Oh, trick or treat. Yeah, to be honest, like where I live, um, I'm sure the kids will probably go and be knocking to be asking about like trick or treat. I'm like, I'm giving you Jesus, honey. No trick or treat over here. Arian probably gets a state check. Oh, okay. Not a state check. Maybe that's how she funds. Interesting. Destiny's fancy member of one allegedly ordered some mess from Curry. Oh my gosh. Mm-mm-mm. I will not be surprised. Crickets unite. Oh, crickets. Not me seeing a mosquito. Goodness me. Maybe it's because of years of being tortured by mosquitoes in Nigeria. Maybe that's what it is. But yeah. Oh, not a cricket. Martell gave AC straight crickets. Ooh. Oh my god. When she asked him why he thought she was a prize. Oh my gosh. That is the thing. Never let a man tell you more than once that he doesn't want you. That man has shown you that he does not rate you. He does not, he's just there because who else is he going to be with? Who else is going to tolerate and take his ish? Arionne Curry, nobody else. Right? So I feel like that's all it is. If a man can't tell you what you bring to him, what value you bring to him, that means he doesn't recognize your value. And so it's like, why are you wasting your time with a man that does not see your value, sister? I don't know how low that self esteem is, but that self esteem is in the toilet. Because I don't understand why you think that's acceptable behavior for your man to be silent and not be able to tell you why he thinks you're the prize. Mm-mm. She needs to do better and want better for herself. Melody's castmates were beneath her. And the thing is, like, I just think it's anyone can be anywhere in life, right? But it's like, yo, if you have someone that is around you that is doing so well, learn, take notes, humble yourself. The problem I felt is they weren't humble. They wanted to pretend to be something they were not. Absolutely wrong. Hotel is a ban. BAN. BA Ninja. I hope you guys know what that means. He just made a fool of her again. Absolutely. Like he always does. And it's like, I guess this is the thing, right? I always feel like, is she ever going to realize that, like, this man, he's just going to continue to make a mockery of you? He will. 1 second, guys. Give the details. So basically, I'm also like doing like this business thing with running a business with my cousin, right? So she messaged me about something urgent. So I just responded to that really quickly. But it's fine. I'm back now. All right. Hotel is playing checkers. Mel is playing chess. She's always been 3 steps ahead of that fool. Absolutely. And the thing is, with somebody as dumb as Martell, it's very easy to be 3 steps ahead of them. Like, I just don't get it. Like, dude, let it go. Release yourself. If I were him, I would just be like, okay, let's share the custody. Let me get my life together. I will apologize, repent, take accountability, and move on. People make mistakes all the time, right? You're not the first man to have a baby outside of wedlock, but you're the first person that I've heard of who tried to release revenge P, who continues to give their ex-wife issues, who is blaming their ex-wife for their infidelity. It's like all of the things you're doing in addition is what makes it worse. That's the problem that everyone has. Yvette said, I will not send anything to him. Absolutely. When she is ready, God will send her someone. Yes, yes, absolutely. I agree with that. I feel like God's timing is always the best, to be honest. You can plan and plan and plan and plan, but God's timing is always the best. I think she's opposed to a dating show because of her kids. I'm not surprised because a lot of the dating shows are kind of like, it's more for entertainment, to be completely honest. And if I was going to put her on a dating show, it would be also for entertainment. Like, I don't necessarily think it would necessarily be because I'm thinking she'll find her one on the show, but it would just be like entertainment, as something, just exposing her dating and stuff. But I also understand her kids are grown and she has young kids, right? So Mariah and Tank are a little bit older, and the others are still younger, right? So I can also understand the balance with you don't want your children to be seeing who you're dating until it's serious. Your children are at an age where people at class could be talking about mommy dating. It's like, yeah, you probably just don't want to do that. So I completely get that. And I think because of how Martell is going about a lot of things, the divorce is probably still very fresh in the minds of the children. Because think about it, like, it's not like Martell has gone quietly and allowed the transition to be smooth. He hasn't. So it's going to be hard for the children to be like, okay, everything is good, daddy is who daddy is, or whatever, right? So I just feel like, yeah, it's just a very weird situation, honestly. After Alice says, yes, that's exactly what Martell has done in the past with Melody and stirred the pot. He gave Melody false info to fight on his behalf when he was in the wrong from the start. It's all evident now. Absolutely. I think that is exactly what he did. And I feel like the castmates continue to punish Melody while she was there for that, instead of thinking, and I feel like they knew that it was Martell that caused it, but they can't face Martell because I think Martell has certain things on them. So they would rather focus on Melody and blame Melody for everything, even though they knew that Martell was the source of the chaos. Absolutely have no respect for any of them on that show. Martell is a true example of an agent of chaos. Absolutely. I feel like without the chaos, he doesn't even know who he is. I think that with people like that, it's like when you are the cause of chaos and you don't take accountability, 9 out of 10, you don't even think you are that much of an agent of chaos as you actually are, right? Like you legit don't think that you are. And so I just think it's one of those things, right? When you don't even know that you are, and you don't perceive that, you just always think everyone else is the problem. And I think that is what it is. It's like you just think everyone else is the problem, right? Ross said, I haven't watched Love and Marriage Huntsville since the last reunion. Did those of you that still watch it believe the show will continue on or be cancelled? Honestly, I think that because it is still the number one show on OWN, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think it will be cancelled, in my opinion. I think it will still be, the show will continue to go on for now. But I think the quality of the show has deteriorated so much. It's deteriorated so much that I think that people are not going to watch it as much, but it will still be one of those shows that will stay on for a while before it eventually gets cancelled. I think I'm hoping that Heart, Hustle, and Houston, is that what they call it? Heart and Hustle Houston will take the place of Love and Marriage Huntsville on OWN. If it does, and then that becomes the number one show and then consistently is doing well, I think eventually they would have to cancel Love and Marriage Huntsville. But until then, because it's still the number one performing show on OWN, even though we know the numbers aren't great, because it's still the number one performing show on OWN, until it stops being that, it will still continue to be renewed. Excuse me. But it is boring. You know what I even do when I watch it? I always watch it in like 1.5 speed or sometimes 2 speed, because I'm like, I do not have time to waste. Can we divide this into half and let me watch in half the time, please? I just like watch it whilst I'm doing things and just play it in fast mode just in case there's anything that comes up so that I can talk to you guys about it. But of course, I don't watch it in a way that they can get my views counted. Okay, I'm drinking tea with cloves. Ooh, you guys, so seasoned. I love it. I'm drinking tea with cloves, ginger root, bay leaves, and soursop leaves. Oh, that sounds, or soursop leaves. Ooh, that sounds delicious. That sounds very nice. What does that do? I suspect it's a very healthy thing because I know ginger is anti-inflammatory. Does it, like, what does that do for you? Because I feel like if that's supposed to be like a really good recipe, I'm about to copy this and go and start making mine. I need to figure out what soursop leaves are, but yeah, if it's meant to be good for your health, because I love a good ginger in like my um drinks and stuff. So yeah, if it's a good thing that's good for your health, let me know, please. Let me know and go. Let me go buy it or make it myself. Martell would have passed that real estate test if he was with Melody. Yes, I agree, because I feel like she would have helped him study, inspired him. I think people underestimate how important it is to choose the right partner. If you are dating the right person, things will be a lot smoother. absolutely will be a lot smoother, right? I think that when you're dating somebody who is not the right person, that's where struggles start to get in. You start to struggle, but if you're dating someone, you can push each other, you can inspire each other. It's like, ooh, I really want to work on this. It's like, okay, babe, I got you, let me help you out, let me teach you, let me do this, let me help you. Okay, let me go pick up the children today so you don't have to do, you can focus on studying, right? That's what being in the right relationship does. But when you're not in the right relationship, you're not inspired, because the person makes you feel like that little that you're doing is enough, instead of like, babe, these are the goals you want to achieve, let me help you achieve it, let me push you to achieve that, how can I support you to achieve these things you say that you want to achieve, right? um so yeah, Martell needs to move to another country. I agree, but the thing is, if he doesn't change, he will move to another country and do the same things and end up in the same problem, have the same issues, you know? So, with somebody like Martel, he needs to change completely from the inside out. If he doesn't change, wherever he moves to, it will still be the same problems. Okay. I wholeheartedly agree. The castmates were beneath Melody. They were Martel's friends, and their mindset wasn't on her level. In season one, Kimmy said Melody was bougie and likes galas, small minded heifers. Absolutely. Do you remember when they were even complaining about her social media? And it's like, and all of you are now on social media. All of you are now on the lives. All of you want to be out here connecting with your audience. So if social media was such a problem and if being on live was such a problem, why are you lot trying to do it now? Why are you guys trying to build your audience now? Because you know that is important. And she was ahead of you guys because she saw the gaps and decided to get in there ASAP. But you guys didn't. Arionne, coming on the show, you think you can bring the rating up. She just continues to talk about the same thing. Exactly, that's the thing. I feel like she low-key thinks that if she comes on the show, the the ratings will skyrocket. It's not, because everything she has to say has been said. Unless she is bringing actual receipts. Like, let me show you a picture of Marceau doing this. Let me show you a video of Marceau doing that. Unless she's bringing that kind of receipts onto the show, I don't think anything that she does will skyrocket. Now, I think the first time she joins, the ratings will probably go high enough because people are thinking, what is she going to bring? But once they see that she brings nothing, then guess how it's going? Straight down again. Because people are tired of the, oh, he cheated, but there's no proof. Like now, we don't even care if Marceau is a cheater anymore. We don't care. Because at least he was smart enough to make sure he didn't get caught publicly. Can we say the same for Martell? No. Alf Dallas says, can't speak for anyone else, but I loved watching Love and Marriage Huntsville once Melody left. I only see clips on social media. Hearts and Hustle is a better show. Interesting. Why did you oh, you said you stopped watching Love and Marriage Huntsville once Melody left. Yes, exactly. Like, I still watch it, like, because so that I can come here and talk to you guys about it, anything that happens. But I think if not, I wouldn't really be watching it because it's such a drag, to be completely honest. And I agree with you. Heart and Hustle is a way better show. Like, it's so wonderful. Like, I'm looking forward to covering it again next season, and I hope that we can do maybe more lives and talk about Heart and Hustle next season as well. Um, instead of, Love and Married Huntsville, because Love and Married Huntsville is dry. So anyway, Rose Matthew said God will step in on his divine time. It will, absolutely. I completely agree with that. Please click on the like button as you come in. Please hit that like button as you come in. The only thing Hotel can pass is gas from being hungry. He's so less. Oh, that's hilarious. Final words, listen to your mom, as Van told her daughters, don't get with hotel. Oh my gosh, Southside, you are right. You are absolutely right. You listen. When your mom feels like something is off, believe her. Believe her. Believe her. To be honest, I've also had a similar experience with that where I also felt like something was off. And then when I spoke to my mom about it, I didn't even tell her what I felt. She was like, yeah, he's a nice guy, but there's just something about him. I just think he's not for you. And I was like, oh my God, that's the same thing I heard and felt in my spirit. And so that's why I broke up with him. She was so shocked. She was like, yeah. I was like, I think he's a decent guy, but I just think there's something about him that is not the right, it's not the right fit for me. And it's funny, that's exactly what my mom said. So, but it was so good that we were on the same page about it. But yeah, I do agree. Listen to your mom. Listen to your mom, especially when you have a good mom who is not doing, she's not a narcissistic person who's just saying that because she wants to have control over you, right? She actually loves you and wants the best for you. Then yeah, absolutely listen to your mom. Usually she would, what she can see, sometimes you may not be able to see. I would think that AC would be a liability to own if allowed on the show. The reason is, didn't she once state that the show Love and Marriage Huntsville made her want to take? Whoa. Oh my gosh. Did she say that? Oh my gosh. Imagine. Oh dear. Yeah, I definitely think she's a liability, to be honest. But I didn't remember she said that. I remember, I think she's a liability because of all of the things that she says about the cast, how she's gone off on Carlos in the past, production. That's somebody that, like, once something happens and doesn't go their way, they're going to go on social media, sing it from the rooftop. You don't want people like that. That's like another Martell in a wig. So nobody needs all of that. There's no way Love and Marriage Huntsville is OWN's number one show. No network would have pulled his number one show off air for several months. The show's ratings are abysmal. It's always about the bottom line. Love and Marriage will be cancelled. Interesting. So I'm a little bit, maybe this rating must have been so terrible that it was completely pulled out for a while. But I just think they're always saying Love and Marriage Huntsville is the number one show. So I don't know who's lying, but somebody is lying. You know what I mean? Because it's like every time they promote Love and Marriage Huntsville, they're always like the number one show on OWN. So it's like, is it the number one show? Is it not the number one show? Like, the whole thing is confusing now. It really is confusing now. Nobody knows. Um, I keep getting a. You guys that live in the US, do you guys get a lot of spam calls? And is there a way for me to stop that? Because, like, my US number is turned on because I'm expecting some calls, and I keep getting so many spam calls. Like, I've gotten, let me see, how many did I get today? One, two, three, four, five. I've gotten like about 5 spam calls today. Is that normal for you guys? Do you guys, the people that live in the US, do you guys get a lot of spam calls? Please let me know, because I'm confused. I'm just like, I turned on this number so I can like get some calls that I was expecting, and everything just seems to be spam calls rather. So I don't know what's going on over there. Show her nursing degree. I don't think she finished. Mel was a millionaire at the age of 25. Absolutely. Like, imagine the kind of grind you have to be a millionaire at 25. That's amazing. Oh, so you get a lot of spam calls. Ah, we get spam calls. You have to block the number. Okay, because I haven't been blocking nobody. So I just keep getting more and more and more. Like, no word of a lie, I've gotten at least 4 or 5 today. And it's just like, normally, because I'm in the UK, right? And I don't get, like, I get spam calls maybe like once a week. Not like once a week, once every other week, not every day. So for me, it's a bit shocking getting like spam calls multiple times a day. Like I didn't even think that was possible. I was just like, what? Why? So I'm gonna block it now. Thank you. You guys have helped me. I get so many spam calls. Me too. Me too. I just turned the phone line on. I was like, oh, let me put it on Wi-Fi calls just to see if anyone is calling me on my US number. And then it's like just spam every day. But anyway. The problem with Love and Marriage Huntsville has always been Melody was the professional who had the businesses and drive. The others did not. Yes. They rode Melody's wave and got mad when she didn't continue the charade. Absolutely. I completely agree with that. I think they were used to being able to do whatever they wanted. They could do whatever. They could go under the radar whilst Melody was doing all the work. Imagine Melody doing all the work whilst these people are just like eating off her back, basically. That's what it felt like. She was doing all the work, they were just eating, and because of her, they were getting paid, yet they hated her and just did not like her at all. And it's like, she's the one getting y'all paid. Like, if anything, I need y'all to have more of an, have more affection towards the person that is ensuring that you get paid. And now it's like, ooh, they clearly miss Melody. That much is obvious. Okay, Carlos is the only one saying that. Ah, you get them all day as well. Okay, so the spam calls is a very frequent thing in the US. I wonder why. I wonder if like can you pay extra to like a phone provider to block spam calls? Because look, I'm considering doing that because I hate like I put my phone on loud because I was expecting certain calls, and to now be getting nonsense calls is like it just annoys me because I'm like I had to put my phone on loud so I can get the calls, for goodness sakes. And now I have to be dealing with getting nonsense calls from people. So yeah. Yeah, I'm going to start blocking them now, to be honest. I didn't even think to block them. I was just like, I don't know what is going on. Am I doing something wrong? But now that I know it's like a frequent, consistent thing, I'm just going to start blocking people. Oh wow, you live in the country, mainly farmland surrounded by MAGA folks. Wow. Honestly, the Lord help you. I pray that the Lord keeps you safe. And yeah, yeah. We can only pray for safety and peace. Do you work from home or do you work somewhere that is like around your area? Do you feel safe at work? Yeah. I also think there was some kind of BTS tampering with the launch and ratings of Heart and Hustle. There was very little to no marketing prior to the season starting and the own social media pages. I think that's a very interesting thing to say because I was quite surprised. I was quite surprised that it felt like there was nothing going on about Heart and Hustle. I only stumbled upon it randomly. When I say randomly, like I was just watching, I was looking at something and I just randomly saw it. I was like, yo, really? Heart and Hustle? Click on it. And I watched and I was like, this is an amazing show. Why isn't this really publicized? What is going on? Why didn't they promote it? So I don't know, maybe like the producer isn't really well known and they weren't sure people would like it, but I loved it. So I'm just like, please, can we get more of this? Can you actually put these people out? These kind of shows deserve more attention than you're giving Love and Marriage Huntsville, for instance. So I do hope like the bloggers, let's do what we did for Love and Marriage Huntsville and put Heart and Hustle on the map, because I think that show very much deserves it. And I pray that that show keeps being what it is. And I don't want them to now feel like, oh, we have to bring so much drama into it. And then they start to produce and create drama that isn't organic. So, and I definitely wish they had more episodes of that, to be honest. It felt so short. Didn't even promote the show or have post about it. Yes, I definitely think they sabotaged the show. But even despite sabotaging the show, I think the show did well. despite the fact that they did not really promote it like that. And yes, she started the show. Yes, absolutely did. Yet I feel like people still did not recognize her as well as they should have. There was no respect for her. It's the same way like people like Mariah Huck, right? Who started Married to Medicine. I feel like there's like an envy, there's a jealous spirit that comes from a lot of people that are brought on the show by these creators, and then they want to push them out of what they created. I don't know what spirit gets upon these people who like to push people out of shows, right, that they created. There's just something very sinister about it. Ross said she works from home. Oh, that's wonderful. That's good. Because at least you have that, like, you're in your own sanctuary, right? So yes. Um, but yeah, all you people over in the US, maybe I might come see y'all soon, actually. I might come see y'all soon, or I might even move soon. I'm kind of in a place where I'm thinking about moving to the US, so maybe I'll be seeing some of y'all soon. I think Heart and Hustle isn't so messy, but people actually love the mess. Yes, I agree with you, Tommy, that it isn't so messy. But funny enough, that is what I like about it. I like that it isn't too messy. I like that it's still fun, it's lighthearted. And I feel like organically drama will come. It will come, right? It will come, they'll squash it, it will come, they'll squash it. There's no need for manufactured drama. I feel like they hacked the system of balance, where it's like not everything is like drama. There is a mixture. You actually get a good balance. That's what I think from Heart and Hustle. For those of you in the chat, did you guys all watch Heart and Hustle, and what did you think? Just put it in the chat. Let me know what you guys think. And also, yeah, let me know what you guys think. Also, for those who have just come in, please hit that like button. We've been talking about Martell and Love and Marriage Huntsville tea. Um, we are going to move into some other segments now. But if you have watched Heart and Hustle, was it nice? Did you like it? Will you be watching next season? Because yeah, I did cover it, but I feel like it didn't really get a lot of traction when I covered it on my channel. So I'm hoping that maybe next season more people will know about it and more people will watch, because I feel like I did like really good breakdowns on the cast members actually. So yeah, Heart and Hustle was refreshing and it was needed. Completely agree. That's how I felt about it. I felt like every episode there was just something psychological to talk about. And I love a good psychology. Like I really love psychology, and yeah, I always just love talking about like the psychology of things and stuff. It's very exciting. But anyway. So let's move on to some Potomac news. So let me just make sure I have the right screens before I share some personal information with y'all. Hmm. um okay, let's start with, yeah, maybe let's take it one after the other, shouldn't we? Let's start with Andy and Wendy. Super say I don't watch for the mess. I don't find the mess entertaining. Absolutely. I feel like a little bit of mess will happen, but let it happen naturally. Um there's no reason to like, not have that, right? Mel Shanita's World will be airing soon. Would you be reviewing it and providing your commentary? I would love to. I guess my only thing is, where would I watch it and be able to watch it in time? Because that's another thing that I found, right? If if it's on YouTube, or if it's somewhere where I can watch it in real time from where I live, then absolutely I would do the commentary. Um or if it's somewhere that I can watch it maybe a day later or something, I will do the commentary. But I feel like when it comes to times where I'm not able to watch it until like days later, because I think the last time that was what the issue was. The episodes were not coming on demand later on, and I couldn't watch it in real time because of the timing and the time difference for me, I think it would be like hours of the morning, like maybe 3 a.m. or something when I was asleep. So if it's something where I can watch on demand straight away, like when I wake up the next day, I can just click on it, watch it, or the day after, then I think I will be able to do the commentary on it. So it just depends on whether how quickly it airs and stuff, then I'll be able to do my commentary on it. As for me, not like for everyone else, but yeah. Bernice also watched Heart on Hustle. I did. It was great. Absolutely, exactly. So I love how there are some people in the chat that are talking about how good it was. So I guess that's Shanita's World, Nubian TV, and Hugh TV. Yeah, I'll try and see. Like none of those are things that I can necessarily watch. I guess on Nubian TV, if I'm not mistaken, you can watch on demand. But I remember last season, it didn't really come out. Sometimes it will come out like at the right time. Sometimes it won't come out until like maybe 2 days later. I won't be showing when I'm refreshing, so I can play it back. So I'm just hoping this time around it does come, and if it does, then I will definitely be doing my commentary on it for you guys. Okay, so let me see. Alf Dallas says Heart and Hustle didn't have manufactured drama but simple misunderstanding like friend groups that may have. Yes, absolutely agree. And I feel like it was because they were not trying to overproduce. They just let the people be themselves. Be yourselves. If you guys are getting along right now, we'll show it. If you're not, we'll show why you're not getting along. And I really like that. It wasn't, things weren't forced. Things were just like naturally progressing, which I think is really, really good. Hatton also didn't have manufactured drama, but simple misunderstandings like friend groups may have. Love and Marriage Until was dark because the cast were very much low vibrational. Absolutely agree. And it's like, when you feel like they've gone low with Love and Marriage Until, they get to a new low. It's like you think they're low, they get to a newer low. And so I just feel like it was just too much. It was too heavy, too much. And yeah, it just felt like there was no balance. Everything was drama, drama, drama. And there's nothing as annoying as drama, drama, drama than that. Okay, let's talk about some Real Housewives of Potomac. Okay, so let me share my screen. So we did already talk about Wendy. So now let's talk about the updates on this whole Wendy saga.
Right? Have you spoken to any family? Have you spoken to her?
I haven't.
All right, Andy.
Now, are you going to record this and document all this stuff that's going on, or are you giving her privacy during this time?
I think that she is doing her own thing. I love her.
Oh, you can tell Andy really loves Wendy, because the fact that all of this has happened and Andy is still saying, I love her, like that's definitely given, I definitely love her. He really likes him some Wendy. It's such a shame.
And I love her family, and I love Eddie, and I am hoping that they come out of this really well. I think she's been a really great role model, housewife, and she's always led with her education and family values. And I really don't.
I think that's the saddest part, right? It's like, she's always led with that family, I have so many degrees, and I feel like it's just so sad that just went to S, really, because it's like, how can you have all these degrees and all of that and then fall prey like this and do something as crazy as this, right?
I was as surprised as anybody was when I woke up to the TMZ news on Friday about this. And, so, yeah.
How do you feel about people making fun? I mean, Ashley had a little Ashley Garvey bloggers.
You know what, the women can kind of say what they want. They're, but, I would remind people there's a family here and there's real people involved. So
Honestly, I kind of feel like there's a conspiracy against the housewives. I hate to say that, but I feel like
This person said, I feel like there is a conspiracy against the housewives. Low-key, she may not be wrong in the sense that, like, I feel like people forget that these people, police, all of these people be watching these shows. That is how they pick a lot of people. They have people that are coming through social media. That's their jobs. So that's one of the reasons why I'm always so concerned when I see certain people post certain things on social media. Is like, you're meant to not have no money, but you're out there, you're posting first class flight tickets. Everyone know they cost thousands. So it's like, what do you think is going to happen if you're doing stuff like that? Of course, they're going to start looking into your life. They're going to start checking, what did you file? What were your income? Does your lifestyle match the income? Right? The income that you filed. If, for instance, you're saying you don't make more than 10,000 a year, and then you're out there living the lifestyle of someone that makes millions, of course they know it's not adding up. That's the fastest way for them to get you. I don't know if you guys know or heard about somebody called Hush Puppy, who was over there in Dubai. The way he was living his life for the public entertainment, always in private jets, of course, they knew the numbers weren't adding up. So, of course, there are people on these social media platforms, on these shows, watching. And then if your lifestyle is not matching, then they know that you're doing something shady. And then they start doing their research. So, it's not really far-fetched that these people are doing their jobs, really.
every time you like people go on housewives, all of a sudden they have this going on, going to jail, taxes. Do you think that law enforcement kind of follows and watches to see how elaborate these women are living and saying, do they really?
Don't know. Everybody's watching the housewives, so
So maybe even law enforcement.
I hope.
Yeah, well,
He does not know. He ain't law enforcement, honey. He's like, I am not law enforcement. I do not know. But yes, maybe they're watching. And I think they are watching. I think Wendy is not shooting after they pick the cameras back up. Yeah, she's probably still definitely she's probably still definitely at home not knowing what to do with herself. Very, very sad situation. Yeah. I've never seen Andy say these many nice things about somebody when they've been caught doing fraudulent activities. Allegedly. Okay. So that is very new, I will say. Andy loves Wendy because he and Bravo want to use this very high profile fraud issue as a storyline for the ratings. This will get them hundreds or more new viewers, in my opinion. Ooh. It's all about the money, isn't it? So yeah, you may be right. Maybe that's all it is. Maybe this is Andy's way of making her feel comfortable to come on the show to talk about it so they can make money off it. And then, of course, they will do some crazy edits. And then she's probably going to be watching the edits like, wait, why did they make me look crazy? So maybe it's all about money. I won't be surprised. Wendy decided to toss her authenticity to the side for image to please her fan base, and here we are. It's part of the Bravo curse. Absolutely. I think that this is why you have to stay true to yourself. Stay true to yourself. No amount of fame, no amount of money is worth it. The embarrassment that she has to live with and go through in this season because of this is beyond sad. Beyond sad. Including now having people like neighbors being like, ooh, we knew it was fraud. You know, it's like, imagine all the great things she has done, which has been undone by this single act of stupid decision. Okay, let's move on from that. Let's watch Wendy and Kay.
I feel that Wendy wanted to be TV friends. Off camera, it just felt phony. It didn't feel like a genuine relationship between us.
So off camera, it didn't feel like a genuine relationship with us. This is my thing. If someone wants to be friends with you on camera and does not really want to be friends after camera, that shows for them it's a work thing. Not everyone is meant to be your friend. Why can't you just be cordial with your work buddies, for goodness sakes? It's not by force to be friends with people at work. So Kiara needs to understand you are work, baby. Just because you're on a TV show doesn't mean anything. You are work. So if your coworker does not want to be friends outside of work, then what's the problem?
It's like your behavior is consistent with someone who I don't feel like ever has liked me. It don't have shit to do.
That is a very serious accusation. For you to say the behavior is consistent with the behavior, sorry, someone is calling me. The behavior is consistent with the behavior of somebody that has never liked me. That's a very serious allegation. And it's like, how? Why is that even acceptable as a thing to say? Like, why is that acceptable? You know? And that's what is so bothersome. Because it's like, okay, that is a bit extreme. Okay, she hasn't called you. Okay, there are moments where but what has she done that has been so serious enough for you to say it is consistent with someone that has never liked you? That is a very odd thing to say, in my opinion. But let me know what you guys think.
Do this, but are you doing pre-quiz?
Yes.
Okay. Because I had planned on hosting for the Black Eye season as well. Either we could come together here or we could have two separate events here. Because I did do the legwork of trying to get this to be an event.
I did the legwork, and First Lady Dawn Moore and her team reached out to me.
Okay, fine. So you can host.
I don't get what
You can host
the
your
issue.
thing.
I don't get what the issue
There's
is.
not an issue.
I'm so excited to host the Ladies of Preakness. It's one of the races that's part of the Triple Crown. It is.
Kiara seems very hurt about something. Because it's like a facial expression like, girl, what is going on? Are you that upset? Why? Why are you so upset? When Wendy brought Kate on this means they were not really friends like the lady Kiara brought on this season. Yeah, that's what it's given. It's like, what is going on? Like, why does Kiara seem so pressed about this whole Wendy business? Wendy doesn't want to be tight friends. Okay, sure. Who gives a dang? You don't need to be begging or fighting for no one's friendship, for goodness sake.
A staple in the Maryland community. And let's be very clear, First Lady of Maryland, yeah, she asked me.
Well, this is my event. I invited her to the first date.
Well, Wendy, the first lady is probably not going to be inviting you anywhere after this, sadly.
I feel that Wendy wanted to be TV
Money.
I mean, that rumor has gone around. I don't know if it's now or in the past you dated a drug dealer.
I was the only one in that group that chased after you and said, you know what? It's okay. Don't worry about these women. It's okay. It's okay. That's the friend I have been to you.
You were there, right, Wendy? But
Kiara, honey. Elf Dallas says, as a licensed insurance agent here in Texas, I can tell you for a fact Wendy and Eddie did what they said they did because the adjusters investigated their claim due to the large amount. Yep, I don't doubt what you're saying at all, because the whole thing was so suspicious and extremely stupid. I've never this is why I feel like Loki, their village people were chasing them. Wisdom was chasing them, but they were faster. Because why? Why were even the claims were so stupid? The way everything was planned was so obvious. I wouldn't even need an investigator to say that this is clearly cooked up. This is clearly a scheme that Todd set up to come to us with the BS. It's so obvious. So it's so sad that like Wendy literally threw her life away for this nonsense. that could have been avoided.
Here's what you do. You show up whenever there's a moment where you have to align and look like a friend, but then privately, I expected more from our friendship.
What more do you want from your friendship? I'm not saying you can't want more, but if you want more, communicate that. You can't be saying buzzwords like you feel like your friend only is there physically for you when it aligns for them. Like those kind of things are buzzwords that you ain't never going to forget your friend back by saying things like that. That's not the right way to get your friend. Mm-mm. Super 3. Yep, it was very amateur. Absolutely. If you're going to live a life of crime, honey, you better at least do it right. Like, what? First of all, I'm not endorsing crime. Let's just say that. But it's like, I'm just so disappointed in how badly executed it was. If it was nicely executed, there will be some doubt as to whether or not they did this ish. But because it was so poorly done, there's no reasonable doubt. And that is the struggle, right? With criminal offenses, it's like they have to prove it beyond reasonable doubt. The problem is, with what we have seen, there is no reasonable doubt that these people did it. Do you get? That's what makes it so hard in this situation.
I have rode for you blindly,
Insane. But you know what, Wendy? When I feel that comes to a point that in friendship we can't connect on it, I don't like it. And it makes me uncomfortable because I feel like I can't show up and be my authentic self with a person that I seem to be my friend. And when I sat across from you at the event to watch you just be so...
This is 2 pieces.
Oh... I'm watching you sitting here locked in with Giselle in this
because it was her conversation. You don't like her. Were you talking about me? Were you talking about money? I mean that.
So now they're arguing about who likes Giselle and who doesn't. It's like, please. This is what I mean why I say, Kiana, I don't know what's going on, baby. I don't know if it's the edits, but it's not looking good. It looks like you're so pressed about Wendy's friendship and you want to force it to be something it is not. It's not necessary at all. It's not a thing. I feel sorry for their 3 children. Me too. Honestly, they are the people that I feel the most sorry for. The more I think about it, the more I feel sorry for them. Honestly, it's so sad. Now, let me show you all this real quick. This is what I don't want to play the audio because I just think, but this is what Shamia. So let me use this clip. This is what Shamia looks like in one of her confessionals. I'm gonna let you all tell me what this is giving. Someone said arguing over Giselle is wild. Absolutely, Giselle of all people. That is craziness to me. Like, it's like, is this how low y'all's friendship has gotten if you guys are arguing over Giselle, whether or not you like Giselle? That is wild to me. But look at Shamia. What do you guys think of this look on Shamia? So this is meant to be one of her season 17 confessional looks. What y'all think? I don't like it. I do not like it one bit. I feel like she looks old. It doesn't really suit her face. I don't know, but I don't like it. But you guys let me know, because maybe you might feel like I'm being hard on her, but I do not like it. Absolutely don't like it at all. Let me know. Do you like the look? Do you feel like it's cute? Would you wear it? Would you do the makeup on your face? I hate it. Yeah, sounds about right. Sounds about right. It just doesn't look right. I don't know why she does this to herself. Shamia comes across as one of those people that like to try so hard. One of those people who want to be exceptional at everything. So they overdo it. They want to look the best, so they overdo it. It's like, honey, just because you want to look the best does not mean you should do things that don't suit you. You're better off doing things that suit you. And everyone is like, oh my God, you look so good. That's like Portia, for instance. A lot of what Portia does on her face or wears, people love it because it looks good on her. Most of us may not or ever dress like that or do those things, but it looks good on her. And I just wish Shamia will stick to what looks good on her instead of trying to be different. And I think sometimes in trying to be different, you end up being out here looking like a clown, which is what this is given. Outdated as usual, absolutely. You look old, the hair looks weird with the face and everything. There's something about the blue and the brown that just doesn't work for me. The way the brown looks doesn't really, the brown lips look doesn't really work well with her skin and that makeup. Like, I don't know, man, but it doesn't look good to me. So, Shamia, if I were you, I hope this is just one of those really short confessionals. Like, we're only going to see one or two, we're only going to see you with it once or twice, not all of the time. Let's see what the comments is saying. Someone says it's nice, but makes her look older. Hello, Shirley. This is Barbara. Is given vintage makeup. Okay, so someone else seems to like it. It's given Charisse from Potomac. Yeah, this is my Fisher expression. Shamia is too pretty to be looking how she be looking. Thank you. She's a very beautiful girl. So I'm not feeling it. Let's hope she's giving us a storyline this season. Don't say we are dream girls. It's giving new face. She looks older. Absolutely. It just doesn't work for her at all. She needs to quit while she's still ahead. Wait, isn't Shamia's husband in some sort of trouble? Ross, someone else said this recently, and yet it has nothing else that's actually come out about it. At least nothing that I've seen. So unless there is something somewhere that if you guys have seen it, please send it to me over there on Instagram at reviews and recaps. Reviews and recaps, please. Because I have not seen nothing concrete about Shamia's husband. So, but if you lot see anything, please tag me in it. You know, send it to me on Instagram, send it to me in my DMs. Something, excuse me, so that I can get on it. But yeah, I don't know if there's anything with the husband. I just haven't seen it yet. But honestly, I will not be surprised. Because usually when someone doesn't want to be filming publicly, there's usually a story there. So I will not be surprised if there's a story there. Sorry, my mouse doesn't not seem to be working. That is the weirdest thing. It was working well the last couple of hours, and then it's given the mouse wants to be on a break. The mouse said no. Okay, it's working now. The mouse is like, nah. Do I have to work? Okay, so let's watch Real Housewives of Potomac. Tag. Okay, so when the nest is empty, it's time for grown, naked, and sexy. Okay, that's kind of fun, lighthearted. You know, we know she's an empty nester, so that's what is given. Okay, not mad at it. Oh, Wendy. Oh no, this did not age well. I put the high in higher education. Sorry, let me just text my dad saying I'll call him back. Yes. I put the high in higher education. Like, honey, why is your whole personality being a higher education, going to university? Is like, why? And this is why Andy said she leads with her education. And that is why it's even more sad. Because, like, with all this education, your education did not stop you from doing this dumb ish that you have done. Oh, honestly, that tagline from Wendy annoyed me. They should have pulled that. but I know they know that that will get the people talking, so they have kept it. That is kind of funny. Some people believe the lies, but still I rise. I'm not mad at it. It's a little bit of shade. Beauty is my business, but getting you together is my specialty. Well, I'm a pause on that. Who have you gotten together? You have failed to successfully gather Wendy because Wendy ain't paying you no mind. And you look pressed like a panini. And I love you. You're a beautiful girl. But the way you're moving is not moving like somebody that is gathering the girls. You seem like somebody that has been gathered. Okay. Then you had the audacity to say that you chin checked your girlfriend and then apologize for that, only for you to then go back to take it back, saying you thought about it and you didn't say chin check. It's like, girl, what are you doing? Why are you lying? So you're not gathering anybody. At least not yet. Now we don't know what the season will look like, but so far you've not gathered anyone successfully. So I'm gonna need you to change that tagline because that tagline ain't adding up, honey. You have not gathered the girls. But I will say, yes, you're definitely giving beauty. I will say that. Yeah, I don't know if it's the accent, Tia, or whatever, but it just wasn't landing for me. I don't know if it landed for y'all. Did you guys like Tia's tagline? Tia is the British girl. I don't know. There's something about it that just did not land for me. I don't know. She didn't say it with enough vim, you know? She said it almost like she was giving it to read, as opposed to like owning it. At least that's my impression. I don't know. I didn't really it's not I wasn't a fan of that, to be honest. Let's see what Angel's one is. Oh. Hell had no fury like an angel scorned. Okay. Now that sounds kind of fire, I'm not gonna lie. That has a nice little ring to it. And I'm very curious to see how Angel and Kiana will go at each other, if at all they will go at each other. Because that's the only thing that I can think about that is like, oh, Angel scorned. Because that chin check thing will probably come out and maybe there's a replay about it or something, and then she actually then gets chin checked. Maybe that's what it's gonna look like. But yeah, I like Angel's tagline. Which one is yours favorite? Did you like the Tia one at all, or you're not really feeling Tia's one? And then do you like which one is your favorite out of everyone? Oh, please. I don't like Ashley's one at all. Ashley's one could have been stayed in drafts. Sorry, I'm not a huge fan of Ashley's one. What do you guys think? I like Angel's one. Okay. I like Angel's one too. I would say Angel's one is my favorite. Angel's one is my favorite. Then the second one would be a tie between Giselle and Stacy's one. And then I would say who else? I would say yeah, that's it. I'm not really feeling any other person's one, to be completely honest. Tommy is writing for her girl, honey. You all know Tommy likes her some Stacy. Stacy. Tommy is your biggest fan. I'm just telling you, if you ever listen to this, Stacy's Tommy is your girl. Okay. So anyway, Tommy is writing for Stacy. Yeah, I guess till yes, I rise or whatever. But I think I for me, the reason why I love Angels one, it's a nice play on words. Hell had no fury like an angel scorned. That is like a bar. legit, in my opinion, right? So that's why I'm like, yeah. But Stacey's one is very much like lighthearted. Is very much in Stacey's bag, I will say. But yeah, the taglines are not giving much this season. But yeah, I would say Angel's, Stacey, and Giselle's ones are probably the best. Wendy's one didn't like that. I'm just like, please, I'm tired of the education thing. Kiana's one, you're not gathering anybody. You have been gathered the whole season so far. Although I know it's only 2 episodes, but still. Gathered in the first 2 episodes is not a good sign. Okay. Then Angel, we'll have to see whether Angel will show us her being scorned. If not, then it's like we don't know what this is about. But anyway. Okay, let's move on to this. Also, Tommy, have I covered everything else? Because I'm using a lot of different things or different tabs. So let me know if I've covered everything else, because I think I want to cover this last one. But if there's anything else that I have not covered, please send me like a private message or something. You can either send me a private message on Restream or send it to me on WhatsApp. But I feel like I'm trying to figure out that I'm trying to make sure I didn't like miss out on anything. So let's talk about Candy giving her Candy was asked about the whole Wendy and Eddie business and also about Portia Williams's new girlfriend. Well, she did say dating, so let's watch. Exactly. Hello, friend. She didn't say that's her girlfriend. She said she is dating the people. She is dating. She is not claiming nobody for now, at least. Just dating. He's like, do you want my real thoughts? Mm-mm-mm. Do you want my real thoughts or not? I'm glad you asked. And I think Loki sometimes is good when your friends are like, when your friends are asking for your opinion and you're like, do you really want the truth? Because if you don't want the truth, well, let's stop now. But if you want the truth, I'm going to tell you. Okay? Do you really want my opinion? I feel like Loki, sometimes we need to be asking our friends that because some people be getting upset when you tell them the truth. So it's like you gotta ask, like, do you really want the truth before I start getting into it? Oh, mhm. Oh, so I think she was about to say like Atlanta is the only place where nobody has been to the clinker, but she had to take that back because somebody has been to the clinker. Is she indirectly saying Miss Portia has been to the clinker or not? I don't know. I don't think Portia's been to the clinker, has she? Is that it? Like, I don't think so. I don't think so. But yeah, you can definitely tell like it's not. No, we already covered that. You can you can definitely tell that like Candy don't want no smoke from the Potomac girls. Candy is like, nah, I'ma mind my business. Um, because she's like, I do not want no smoke. I do not want nobody coming after me, trying to drag me or anything. Please leave me out of it. And to be honest, I'm with her. Like sometimes, not every time that you want to fight. Sometimes you're just like, please, I don't want to argue about nothing. Just leave me out of it. Um, but yeah, I do have one update. And let me just double check to see if Tommy has sent me a message to let me know that I'm on track with everything. And I have not missed anything out that was scheduled for me to talk about. I think I've covered it all, to be honest. Have I? I think there's something about Dr. Contessa from Married to Medicine. But I don't know. It's not really letting me see the link. Let me try again. Okay, get a court order on lien. Okay, so we'll have to come back. We'll probably also talk about that in a second. There's one more thing I want to talk about before I go to the Married to Medicine tea. Guys, for those who have just come in, you're welcome. Please hit that like button as you guys come in. Please hit that like button. Let's get back up in the algorithm. Please hit that like button. Okay, so before we go back to that, I want to show you guys quickly the updates on what Mamadi was saying in relation to bringing or taking. Okay, let me get it together. Remember the story that I shared, I think 2 days ago, where I showed you guys Mamadi and Scrappy telling the story of how she brought strippers over to Scrappy's 14th birthday. And a lot of people were, of course, talking about how crazy that is, how unacceptable it is. You shouldn't be doing that to your 14-year-old. And Scrappy did say something about being traumatized in it. And yet, it was obvious that people didn't really listen, or people weren't really like feeling that, right? And Mama D, of course, was not happy about that. So here's what she is saying about that. Then once we cover, it's just a quick short bit. And then once we cover that, we'll talk about the Contessa of it all. Why is my mouse not working? Please. That does not mean, even if you feel like he doesn't know the definition of traumatized, that doesn't mean that he was not traumatized. And why are you then comparing getting whooped as a child, right? Like that wasn't bad enough. Now you're comparing that to having strippers over at your 14-year-old's birthday. It can never be the same thing. Yes. Yeah, but take accountability. Take accountability. Just because you were traumatized by something doesn't mean that you can't take accountability. Sorry, I just realized I wasn't even sharing the right tab. Take accountability. You are sorry. You shouldn't have done that. You didn't know it was going to traumatize him. That's enough. But some parents don't realize how they contribute to the struggles that their children have. See the way Scrappy behaves and see the way he handles women. Are you surprised? Excuse me. With a mom like this, are you surprised that Scrappy acts the way Scrappy does? we can still have an opinion if you didn't take your children to the hospital with you. You chose to have your children. Nobody forced you to have those kids. You chose to have those children. So the way she's like framing it and stuff is very, very weird. We did not traumatize you. You traumatize your child, and he told you that. And instead of apologizing and saying, I didn't think I was traumatizing you, I thought I was preparing you for life, I am sorry, I put my hand up, my bad. Now you're talking about people getting whooped as if that's also not traumatizing. Like, ma'am, stop it. So we've worked that's the end of that clip, really. Okay, so let me get the all about that tea. I believe that's where the okay, all about the tea. Let me oh my goodness. This mouse that doesn't want that is trying to give up on me tonight. Okay, so let's see this. So apparently, Married to Medicine star Contessa sued Buffy. First of all, let me share the screen because I don't know, I be forgetting to share my screen. You guys are so nice. Like none of you all even said, "Oh my god, I can't see your screen." So shout out to All About the Tea, because that is where we're reading this exclusive news from. Married to Medicine star Contessa sued Buffy for defamation, but the case didn't go too well for Contessa. Buffy won a judgment in the defamation case, and the judge ordered Contessa to pay Buffy's legal fees. However, Contessa didn't pay up. This is the thing. When a court tells you to pay something, you pay it. My goodness. Contessa didn't pay up, and Buffy filed a lien on Contessa's Georgia mansion. Looks like all those receipts Contessa bragged about didn't cash out. Wow. That is crazy. Now, you are in court having to deal with this. Isn't that sad? It's like you sue somebody and then you end up being the one having to pay. That means those receipts really weren't receipting. This is the thing. You can't be emotional about suing people. You need to speak to the right people, speak to the right lawyers, have friends that are lawyers. Be like, girl, what do you think about this? Let them tell you, girl, this ain't it. This ain't it. I don't think she lost her home, but I think that a lien is now being placed on her home. So she filed a lien. So I don't know if the lien has been approved or whatever. Oh, okay. Gets a court-ordered lien. Okay, so she has gotten a lien over the property. So that means that, you know, if she sells the house or whatever, she has to pay Buffy. So Buffy's debt is now registered against her home. That's crazy. It's like if Efrana find out is that is sad. Okay, what is this about? Is this new?
The reason
Candice hits that unfollow button on Portia after Portia joked about she'll mess with Angela Oakley's husband. Okay.
I unfollowed her is because like I said, I don't know if I said this, but in a previous episode, I may have said that I wasn't really keeping up with the Atlanta housewife of it all. But of course, I'm very active on socials. I see clips, I see the highlights. And I happen to see something about, and Michael helped me with this, something about Portia sleeping with somebody's husband. It was
you mean a comment made about Charles Oakley?
Yes, the new woman. What's her name? The pretty
Angela
tall
Oakley.
one. Angela.
Fantastic.
I really like her.
She made that
yes.
that joke about her husband.
Yes. So they were I think they were on a trip. Right? They were on like a cash trip.
Yeah, on a cash trip.
Yes. So cash trips are otherworldly. They're not, it's cash trips are the upside down in general. So I was almost prepared to like not hold it against her, Portia, because like we have all said stuff. I've said stuff that hit the cutting room floor.
Okay, so why did you eventually hold it against her? I'm like, get to it, sis. Get
that they
to
need
it.
to just air that I've said on cash trips. It's like, bitch, what, are you okay? Go to therapy. Like, you say crazy things on cash trips and crazy things happen on cash trips. But I saw the clip, right? I think, yes, I saw the clip of her, or maybe I saw like a Watch What Happens Live. I saw something where she was saying, she better be careful before I sleep with her husband. I said, what? Who on God's green, ghetto, racist, ugly earth would ever fix their mouth to use as a threat, as a woman, I'm going to sleep with your husband as a form of retaliation? Whatever happened to like, I'm going to throw a drink at you. I'm going to cuss you into an oblivion.
I hear it because, you know, when she said that comment, you guys know we talked about it. I feel like there are certain comments that it's like it's not necessary. It doesn't need to go that low. There's no reason for you to open your mouth and say it. And I feel like it makes it worse because it's even Portia that said it. And because of the whole Fallon thing and people feeling like she stole Simon from Fallon. So I feel like it's like, girl, of all the people that can say stuff, girl, you ain't one of the people that should be saying stuff like that. So I get that. But at the same time, I'm like, Candice, you've said some crazy, crazy low things. And I'm sure people can unfollow you for that as well. So I guess it's fair game.
Even, you know, if you're froggy and you don't know any better, I'm a slap a hoe. Like, whatever happened to those things? We're using adultery as a form of punishment. And I just like it blew my mind because I know, as we all do, the perils of Portia's love life. You know, we've seen her come up from.
That's a very interesting way of putting Portia's love life, the perils of Portia's love life. That is a crazy way to put it. I'm not gonna lie, she's not wrong because Portia has some perils when it comes to dating. But
you know, the bowels of what's his name?
Cordell.
The Cordell of it all. We before. The reason I unfollowed her is because like I said, I don't know if I said this, but in a previous episode, I may have.
Okay, so it's just replaying. I get it. I understand it. Like, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. It's your following. You can decide to follow and unfollow whoever you want at will. It is what it is. I'm so glad she's not on my screen anymore. I'm guessing you mean Candace. I think for me, it's the folding the napkins to cry is the one that gets me every time. I'm like, girl, what in the dramatics? But Angela forgave Portia, so she should move on with her nasty mouth. Absolutely. I just think it's just like you're clearly more upset than Angela is about the whole thing. Angela doesn't seem bothered about the whole thing. I feel like Angela felt like it was just in jest. Do I think it's distasteful and should not have happened and should not have been said? Yes. Do I think Portia should be more careful about making jokes like that, especially considering everything that happened with Simon and Fallon? Absolutely. But that's just the reality of the situation, right? So, but I guess Candice is allowed to, girl, if you want to unfollow her, that's your business. You know, you feel how you feel. It is what it is, really. But anyway, I think so there is one thing that I just got. Thank you, Tommy, for sending that to me because I was about to close it out. But Tommy came through with a new tea. So let's check. No Chaser TV. Okay. Oh, why isn't that coming up for me? Maybe I need to refresh it. Yeah, I will not be surprised if that is what it was about, and she's just trying to cover face by then saying it's about this. Now, Sweet Tea is clearly not cool with Toya anymore. Isn't that interesting? Sweet Tea is not cool with Toya anymore. I actually thought like they were cool. So what is going on? Although I feel like Toya started to get annoyed by Sweet Tea towards the end, to be honest. But it's like, what is going on?
Toya, nope, I don't talk to that hoe. Yeah, I don't talk to
Did she just say I don't talk about that hoe? Where?
simple-minded hoes like her. I don't do that.
Hello.
And I'm not going to.
Her. It's like, girl, what happened? Am I missing something? Like, what happened? It feels like I'm missing a whole thing because when you say I don't talk to simple-minded hoes like her, like, did something crazy happen that we have missed between Sweet Tea and Toya? Because sometimes when the season wraps up, right? Like, because we watch other shows, it's easy for us to forget things here every now and then. But I don't remember anything really serious happening between Sweet Tea and Toya. So I'm kind of taken aback by that.
She's too ignorant and too dumb for me. I can't. And
Dumb for her.
okay. Who do I talk to? I talk to Contessa.
Sweet Tea has good skin though. She looks like she takes good care of her skin.
I talk to Contessa. I don't really talk to anybody. Like, I never really talked to Jackie like that. That never really was a thing. She only would.
Yeah, girl, you called her an old lady, didn't you? So yeah, of course you don't really talk to Jackie
talk to you in regards to the show, like whatever will benefit her for money. And so that's why I wouldn't even allow them to have her come into what, with me and my endometriosis and all that, because it was, I don't like fake concern. So, I wasn't going to force it. If you're not concerned, I'm not going to go to you. I'm not going to go to you and talk about it. I still talk to Phaedra. Yes, I talk to Phaedra.
Okay, that's good. I know she's so cool.
Yeah, I still see it. I see them around. Yeah, I do. I still see them around. Contessa, I'm supposed to be going out to eat with Contessa and Scott pretty soon. They asked us to come hang out with them. Have I talked to Toy?
Okay, so it sounds like they're still in the same vicinities, which I guess, like, if you're really in the medicine space, you will still be seeing each other. But I just don't know. Like, imagine you're in the same room with Toya. That would just be so awkward after you don't call her a hoe and dumb B and stuff, like, or dumb hoe or whatever. That's just, I don't know, man. I like T, but some things are better left unsaid. They all chose Quad, but I think Toya and Quad will be at odds this season again. Yes, I think Toya and Quad are always at odds, right? And I feel like it's the same way they all chose T to spite Quad. It's the same way they're now choosing Quad to spite T. It's so sad because it's like these grown-ass women are behaving like children and playing games with people. But at the same time, I think Sweet Tea also made it easy with the way she handled certain things, right? Like, yes, I like Sweet Tea. I think that much is known. You guys know I always talk about that. But I feel like there are certain ways, like if Sweet Tea knew how to play the game a little bit, she would still be on the show. but I feel like she doesn't know how to play the game. It's like when you're in corporate, when you're working in corporate, there's some ways you need to navigate certain things that make such a difference. But I think she doesn't know how to, is either she doesn't know or she doesn't even desire to navigate things in a certain way. And I think that's what makes it harder. It's like, even if people are trying to push you out, the way you navigate it, remember she had a conversation with, who was it she had the conversation with? I think it was Toya. And Toya was upset because it's like, girl, do you want to be here? If you want to be here, then I'll fight for you. But if you don't want to be here, then why am I going to be out here fighting for you? And so I just think that there's some areas where I'm like, okay, if she had played a little bit of politics, she would still be on the show. But I also queried, does she even want to be on the show? You know, like, do you want to be on a show where you have to play politics and stuff to stay on the show? Some people don't want to, which that is perfectly fine. Greg and Simone's husband are still golf buddies. They recently went on a golf trip. Oh, okay. Oh, that's really good. That's really good. At least the men are kept in touch. So that's really good. And it seems like Sweet Tea kept in touch with some of the girls as well, just not like the main ones. Like, okay, Contessa just came back recently. Phaedra is no longer married to Medicine. So, yeah. I wonder if her and Simone are still cool. That would be interesting. Do you think her and Simone are still like cool and talking and stuff? I think I'll be curious about that. Now, guys, we have been at it for 3 hours. I think this is probably my first live where I've done 3 hours, to be honest. But thank you so much for hanging with me. I've really enjoyed every single one of you. Thank you to everyone that has been in the chat, everyone that has liked this video. I feel like you guys really helped us with numbers tonight. Thank you to Caroline for becoming a member. Thank you so much. Thank you. Shout out to Super3701 for hanging with us and staying with us all day. Thank you, Rose Thompson. Thank you, Tommy, for being an amazing mod. Thank you, Alf Dallas. Thank you. Let me make sure I don't forget anybody. Thank you, Marnice. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Money. Thank you, that girl, Bree. Thank you, Caroline again, our new member. Thank you, Southside. Thank you, Sunshine Rays. Thank you, Alf Dallas. Thank you, Rose Matthews. Thank you, Sunshine Rays. Ooh, I'm not even sure I can go through everybody. Thank you, Yvette. Thank you, Degree. Yes, I'm going to stop here because I am tired. I have been holding my pee. I'm sorry, too much information, but I've been holding my pee. I need to go off and pee and rest. But thank you so much. T was on Real Housewives of Atlanta last season with her. Yes, that is true. She was. But yeah, thank you so much, Super. Thank you everybody for joining. Sorry if I couldn't read out your names. Your girl gats to go. But yeah, thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Thanks for the different drinks, because now I am about to go back and like read some of them so I can save them and try them myself. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing your drinks and your little recipes with me today. I love y'all, and I'll see you guys tomorrow probably if something interesting comes up. So make sure you turn on your notifications so that if at least I go live, whenever I go live tomorrow, you can come hang out with us over here. All right. Thanks, my lovely. Have a wonderful evening. Good night, everybody. Bye.